everybody, and welcome back to Crime in Sports.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us today on another insane, crazy edition of Crime in Sports. Hope you enjoyed the Quentin Daly trilogy there.
Yeah.
That was fun stuff. It's kind of a tragic figure. Just kind of a sad. He was just never really had the guidance to be a proper adult, really. And then he acted like a child when he needed to act like an adult. And then when he finally got his shit together and acted like an adult, and then he dies. Yeah. So it's very sad.
It's just too late.
You're like, oh, that's nice. He's doing such nice things. Oh, shit. Now he's dead. He got really fat, too. That was...
Yeah.
I sent you that picture. He's like...
Sausage.
Wow. He looked like Mr. Winslow from fucking Family Matters. Like he was like a big, but fatter. Like a big, fat fuck. It was sad. Today we are going to start a series on... There's a lot of murder in this, by the way. This is just like... a lot. We did an episode on this guy way back. I believe it was maybe episode 11 or 12, something along those lines, way back in the day when we had no access to proper research as far as books, as far as newspaper archives. Yeah, we didn't have anything back then. We couldn't afford it. Literally, if there was a book, I was like, oh, that's like $8. I can't afford that. I'm going to have to look up and find snippets online. Whereas now we can do a proper research on this. It's Robert Rozier, who... was in a giant cult, the Yahweh Ben Yahweh cult, and there's murders, and this is a fucking epic, crazy tale that we're going to start right here. Absolutely nuts. Before we get into that, though, definitely check out shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows for Small Town Murder. Get all your merchandise there. Small Town Murder live shows. Next up with available tickets is going to be September the 18th in Milwaukee at the Pabst, and then in the 19th of September in Minneapolis at the State Theater. Get your asses in there, and then Dallas on October 3rd. So get in there, get your tickets. Immediate, post-haste. Tickets right now. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you find all of that. Definitely listen to Small Town Murder and, of course, your stupid opinions. Get yourself Patreon as well.
Here we go.
It's for you, really, honest. It's not even for us. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get everything. And the price has not changed in over 10 years, and it's not going to change. How
about that?
That's where we're at. I'm going to give you all we can for that. You get, first of all, if you subscribe, you get hundreds of back bonus episodes immediately upon subscription, almost 400 of them. So lots to binge on and catch up on. Then you get new ones every other week, one Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get it all, everybody.
All of it.
Every last damn second of it. So that said, this week, what you're going to get for Crime in Sports, I'm excited for this one, too. We're going to talk about that weird Christian power team from the 90s, where the guys who would, like, rip phone books and, like, bench press 500 pounds and then scream that Jesus made it possible. And thank you, Jesus! It was on all the religious channels. And, of course, they were all on massive amounts of steroids, and there's a scandal at the end. It's a mess. It turns into bankruptcy is what that turns into.
Of course it does.
Then for Small Town Murder, Internet Salad Time.
Here we go.
We are going to talk about everything going on in the world outside of politics because we figure you hear enough of that shit.
So much.
And some people, too, will get mad. They're like, why don't you take a stand? Or why don't you take this and that? Because you don't want that from us. That's why. We figure you come here to get away from that shit. That's what we're trying to be nice.
Isn't that the idea?
We're trying to be nice is what we're doing. We have plenty of opinions. We could share them, but then it's every other goddamn show that exists, and that's the point. And we also like these shows.
Politicians on, and then everybody's mad.
Forget about it. Also, we kind of like these to be evergreen. So if you're listening in 5 years, like let's say you're listening to an episode from 2018. Do you want to know? Do you want to hear some very specific to 2018? Pop culture, political thing that was going on at that time? Probably not.
Some hot take?
Yeah, so we try to keep them evergreen. So that's how we do that. And that's what we're going to do there. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. And then on top of that, you get everything we put out. Crime in Sports, Your Stupid Opinion, Small Town Murder, all ad-free with your Patreon. And Jimmie will give you a shout-out at the end of the show.
You bet.
Screw your name all up for you, so don't you worry about that. That said, let's dive on in because it is a lot here. Okay, let's start out. This is Robert Ernest Rozier and, of course, Junior, obviously. Yeah. He was one of the guys where we started noticing the pattern. I remember this. We were like, another junior? Why are all these guys juniors?
Why is it always the guy?
What's going on with that? And then by the time we hit Otis Jr., Nixon Jr., we were like, okay, that's all it is. We're set.
So, and we recently found out that Horace Jr. Grant Jr.
We found that out too. And we also found out the strangest middle name of all time, which is Verngagna. Lorenzen Verngagna Wright, which is the strangest thing that he's not even from Minnesota. So anyway, Robert Ernest Rozier Jr., Robert Rozier, NFL player and cult member and murderer and you name it. This is a wild fucking tale. So let's jump right in. He is born July 28th, 1955. He's born in Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh.
In 1955, which is before Anchorage was a state even, or Anchorage, before Alaska was a state.
Okay.
So he is from a territory. The territory of Alaska.
From a frontier.
Is where he was born. Yeah. Which is strange for a giant black guy. Now, if I show you a giant black guy in like 1975 and I go, where was he born? Yeah, and you go, well, obviously, Anchorage, obviously.
Might be 49 other guesses.
Clearly Anchorage, I would say. It's very strange here. He's got several aliases, which we'll get to later on because he's going to need them, put it that way. So a little bit about his background. His father, of course, is Robert Sr. Not a lot to unpack there. So he's born in Anchorage but grew up in California.
Everybody, that's a wild choice.
Yeah, he's an Air Force kid. That's why he was in Alaska.
Sense. Military stuff.
Yeah, his dad's in the Air Force. So everybody said he was his family is quote a highly structured family. His college roommate said,
better known as military. Yeah.
Yes, so he comes from a very buttoned up background.
Yeah.
So this isn't like a lot of our guys. It's like, oh, well, yeah, his dad took off when he was a year old and his mom had like 4 jobs and, she was also selling crack on the side. So, he was able to run the streets at night all by himself and joined a gang at 6. This is none of that shit. This is a structured Air Force military family, probably cared about school and grades and
likely,
keeping the corners crisp on the bed and all that kind of shit. So people also said that he was quiet and a bit standoffish as well.
Okay.
Which probably comes from moving a lot, I would think.
Yeah.
You either get extra
guarded.
Either extroverted or you kind of get a little guarded till you get to know people, basically. The college roommate said that Robert hardly ever talked about his parents also. Didn't really talk about them.
Can't say anything nice.
No, that's the other thing. And when he gets in trouble later on, his father, Robert Sr., wouldn't really talk about him getting in trouble. He said, I don't know anything about the charges. And that was all he would say to the press.
We're handling it in-house.
Yeah, don't know anything about shit. The charges later on when he's in trouble. Yeah. He I guess, grew up by the Air Force Base there. I guess in Rancho Cordova is where he grew up for a little bit here. He's a terrible student. Not good for a guy who needs to pass to play. I don't think he needed to pass to play back then, but still. Okay. He had a 1.32 average in high school.
Attaboy.
Which is in the D range. That's a D. Which, honestly, I don't think mine was a lot different.
Yeah.
It really wasn't, probably. I had
They gave me a diploma with that shit, James.
I had like 2 subjects I got like hundreds in. Like perfect, and then I got everything else. It's like, well, I don't care about that. I'm not doing that, and I just didn't do it. So that's kind of how it worked. I was interested in social studies.
I got a D, and I was like, I'll take it.
Oh, if I got a D in like math, I was like, fucking yes. 66, that's passing, baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I didn't care.
I got a couple of C's.
Yeah.
And I was like, that gives me a pass on a couple of assignments.
Yeah, dude. I knew I wasn't going to be anything that had to do with advanced mathematics. That wasn't going to be anything I was interested in, so who cares,
I was really good at math until I found out that you didn't have to have 4 credits of it to graduate high school. You only had to have 3.
Yeah.
So I took the 2 hard ones my first 2 years, and then the third one I skipped junior. Then my senior year I took consumer math, which was learning how to balance a checkbook.
Is that like checkbooks and
and adding
budgets?
If this is a cup and 3/4 of rice. Now here's an 1/8 a cup of rice.
Yeah.
How much do you have?
I'm telling you, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I knew what I know now about how my life would have went, I would have done even less in high school. I would have done even less if I knew. I didn't think it mattered at all, and then I found out how even less than that it mattered in my life. It didn't matter at all. I've never been asked for a diploma for anything or anything like that. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think on a job application or any application, when they say what's the highest grade level you've accomplished, if you say 12th, they just take your word on it.
They're not going to go, we have to break that diploma out, chief. You know, that's not going to happen.
I've never been asked to prove it.
Nope.
I mean,
no. If you say you graduated from Yale, they might ask you to prove it.
Yeah.
If you say I graduated from fucking Shadow Mountain High School, they go, sure you did. I'll go, probably.
All right.
Who cares? Yeah.
I'll bet he did.
That's funny. His high school, this is crazy. His high school's athletic director said this about Robert. This is the athletic director. He's in charge of all the sports. He
That's
said
the guy, yeah.
He wasn't the kind of guy you'd want to take home and meet your daughter. So that's a...
What's that mean?
Wouldn't want your daughter going out with this guy. Kind of a scumbag is what I get out of that.
But the director of sports
it's like,
said that about you. That's
not a great guy. No.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody says about him. He's just not a great guy. He's just a real asshole, this guy.
Yeah.
Who then,
your math teacher wouldn't know that about you. But
they wouldn't have enough info, probably.
When you show up to the football field, you're being your real you.
And you're spending hours there.
Yeah.
Also.
It's hard to hide that.
Hard to hide it after a while. But he's a great athlete. He played defensive end for the football team. He is called, quote, an aggressive player with a cause. Somebody called him there. Yeah. So he's 6'4", 240.
Goddamn.
Big guy.
High school?
He has a great vertical jump. It can't be this. They must have fucked this up.
What does it say?
Okay, that's this. I guess he did track and field. They say, quote, he could high jump. This is in the newspaper. High jump 6 feet 7 inches. Okay.
So 3 inches?
6 feet 7 inches.
Oh, okay.
Off the ground. And vertical jump 10 feet, which I'm like, I think of basketball and, combine vertical leap is,
your verticals.
40 inches is pretty goddamn good. You know what I mean? So I'm like 10 feet. That's crazy. But I think that's a different thing. 4'7" in the 40, which for a big defensive lineman is still not bad. And in the 70s, it was great. That was amazing. And he bench pressed 375 pounds. This is in high school.
Wow.
This is a big, strong fucking kid. Real big and strong.
Oh my God.
I have January 5th, 1972 from the Sacramento Union, because he grew up outside of Sacramento here, talking about him playing basketball as well. In this particular game, he only has scored 4 points, where Cordova beat, who the hell is this? Casa Robel, 70-55. Then there's all sorts of him in these lineups for not only football, but for basketball, for track and field. Like, he just played every sport. He's in this one of his younger years here, before he's a senior, he's only listed at 6'2", 200 pounds. So he grew over high school a lot too, which is kind of neat, I guess, here. There's a lot of I have a lot of articles about him, being an effective football player in high school, just killing it. They said Connors picked up 7, and fullback Robert Rozier carried 3 tacklers to the 2. Wow. So he was going both ways, too. He's playing defensive end and fullback, which is pretty impressive, actually. Then there's a little bit of a problem. This is when things start to come out. July 31st, 1974, from the Sacramento Bee. And basically, he and another player don't show up for the All-Star game.
For high school?
For high school. They just ghost the All-Star game, which is not real smart. So they say the case of the missing Cordova football players, halfback Rod Connors and defensive end Bob Rozier, from the Sacramento County roster for the 18th annual Optimist All-Star Game has been solved. Okay, let's find out where they were.
Where did they go?
Connors, an All-Superior California selection and an All-American pick by 2 publications, decided to stay home and work rather than report to the team's University of California at Davis training camp. Rozier, an all-metropolitan area choice, became ineligible by not graduating from high school in June.
Uh-oh.
That's his problem. Yeah. One just didn't do it, but he can't do it. Robert isn't allowed.
See, I had a D average, but it's because I had a D in everything. He's got a D average, but he's failing a couple
shit.
of things.
Yeah. And who knows if he picked up all his credits he needed or, we don't know here.
He's not going to graduate.
No, they said that the game director was surprised when neither star appeared in Davis Monday morning and sent out a search party led by a Cordova athletic director, Guy Anderson, the same guy who wouldn't want to take Robert home to his daughter.
Right.
Anderson informed them of Rozier's status immediately, but a trip to the Connors residence found the Cordova star asleep. This is great. Rod said he couldn't play due to personal reasons, said Anderson. He has to pay off the costs of a recent automobile accident. I don't know where he's working, but he trailed off. So, yeah, they don't know. So anyway, he can't play because didn't graduate.
Right.
So he was recruited, though, here for football by UC Berkeley recruited him.
Is that right?
Which is a really exceedingly good school, by the way, as far as academics go.
Education, yeah.
You have to really...
You got to be not a D average.
Not a D average at all to get in there. Then again, Jason Kidd went there, and he's a fucking moron.
He's kind of dumb.
He's not kind of dumb. He
thinks it's okay to hit women.
Yeah, and that's even the tip of his dumb iceberg.
That's the pinnacle of his knowledge.
Yeah. We did an episode on him. He's fucking dumb. So we were like, they don't give a shit if you're dumb if you can play sports up there.
Athletic prowess, yeah.
They don't fucking care. So he was recruited there. His teammate said that Rozier was the best athlete on the team. He ended up having to go to Grays Harbor College. I've never heard of that.
Grays Harbor.
Grays Harbor. That sounds really nice, doesn't it? That sounds scenic and sounds like you're going to have fun, shirt off in the sun with chicks in bikinis all around. That sounds great. Grays Harbor. Sounds like it's in like fucking Nova Scotia or something. That sounds awful.
Or some shitty enclave of Washington where it literally never sun shines.
Never sun shines.
It rains 366 days a year.
Or some like depressing Irish town somewhere. Going to Grays Harbor College. It's awful. So anyway, he was the best athlete on the team though, because he should have been in a real program. They said it seemed like, this is from the Sacramento Bee, seemed like just about every college in America was interested in recruiting Rozier until they found out that he never bothered to get a high school diploma.
Oh, boy.
Like, he can't even do that minimum amount
to
be able to take the next step. Like, that doesn't show very good
Not good
foresight at all here. They said, quote, this is the coach at Grays Harbor Junior College in, where is it, Jimmy? Aberdeen, Washington.
Some shitty enclave of Washington.
Pow.
Where there's never any sunshine.
Isn't that where fucking Kurt Cobain is from that made him so depressed?
I think it's where he shot himself, yeah.
I thought he shot himself in that house in Seattle.
Was it not in Aberdeen?
We found out that neighborhood he was in, remember?
Oh, it's still in, okay, that's in
I thought that's what it was, but he's from,
he's from Aberdeen.
From Aberdeen.
Aberdeen's slogan is come as you are.
Yeah, no, it's come as you are and then kill yourself in a very sad little room because this is sad.
Go be somewhere else.
Go be somewhere else. So, yeah. Now, this coach said they dropped him like a hot spud.
Okay. Potato, spud.
Hot potato. When Cordova... hot spud. When Cordova refused him a diploma, Rozier was outraged. To be eligible for NCAA football, he needed a diploma, so he enrolled at Grays Harbor, where... the coach, I think that's the coach said he was, quote, spoon-fed Mickey Mouse courses. Jesus, man. They said before Rozier got his degree, someone from the University of California at Berkeley, quote, snuck him off the campus. He got rifled out. He must have had a sugar daddy. That's what the coach says.
Okay.
Apparently he was...
Learned what a cup and 3/4 rice plus 1/4 cup rice equals.
I don't know what this coach is talking about.
I don't know.
Imagine sitting in this, like being a player on this guy's team, and he's like, listen, everybody. Now, when you get in there, what I want you to do is you're going to need, now, pay attention, everybody, now.
Hear me out.
You're going to need to hit the dipstick when you're in there. Now, I'm not saying that that's an easy thing to do, but your dipstick's going to have to be sort of aligned with the chakra of a lizard. Now, all I'm saying with that, but what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. What is happening right now with you? What are we doing?
Or we'll kick you out of here like a hot tot. What are you yelling? A hot spud.
A hot spud. We'll kick you out of here like an onion ring that done fell on the floor. You're like, what are you talking about? Why? Snuck him off campus.
Throw you out of here faster than a dog licks his worm-infested asshole.
Oh, you know it. At least that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
This one makes no sense. He got rifled out. He must have had a sugar daddy. Okay.
Maybe he had somebody looking out for him, I guess.
He had somebody in the school that was willing to overlook his shortcomings to get him on the football team. And then February 19th, 1976, from the Sacramento Bee, Bears recruit 2 more gritters. In other words, gridiron people. Darnell Chapman and Bob Rozier have signed national letters of intent to play football in Berkeley here.
Nice.
So Rozier, who prepped at Cordova before attending Grace Harbor College in Washington, is a defensive end prospect.
Prepped at Cordova? Is Cordova a prep school, or is it just a...
It's Cordova High School, yeah. I don't think it's a prep school. I think just,
what are we doing?
Try to make it sound a little better. That we didn't...
there, he failed.
We didn't recruit a guy who got a 4.18 on his SATs. That's... Probably better.
We didn't recruit a guy with a 1.3 GPA.
Oh, shit. And then just below that, you'd think that's exciting news from the Sacramento Bee.
Yeah, we got 2 gritters, James.
If you're a Golden Bears fan. But even more exciting, right under that is where the real excitement is. Exclusive, new breakthrough from Denmark.
What'd they do?
It goes beyond everything, both in quality and explicit diversion. It's a movie called Danish Pastries. I can't.
What?
The girls, I guess, are Danish pastries.
Good Lord.
Plus Tina Russell in Campus Girls. That's also there.
Is this porn?
Yeah, it's a porn movie.
Oh,
Those are porn theaters. It's the 70s. So Danish Pastries. Porn. Danish porn, and then Campus Girls, if you're just into that. And also... held over the first real breakthrough in Oriental bondage, everybody. Held over. Finally, the Orientals learned bondage. Now I can rest. Fuck.
God damn it.
I don't know what's up with that, but it says Susie Chung and Big John Holmes. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
A legend, for God's sake.
Susie Chung and Big John Holmes in... Kowloon Connection, K-O-W Loon Connection, Kowloon Connection.
L-O-O-N?
Yeah, it says
it's Canadian.
I think it's something Asian. Kowloon.
Maybe that is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the real thing. All new is what it says. Plus a second feature, Passion Pit.
Oh, we got a double feature.
Got a double feature.
The Passion Pit.
Then there's even more playing at this theater. This is a movie called Big Bad Beulah.
Oh, boy. What's she do?
And it says the riding started when they got off their horses. This is some weird Old West porno. There's a leather creaking and shit while they're fucking. This is going to be weird. Plus 2 hot co-hits and then another theater. These are all different theaters, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just like they keep their lads together.
Just all porn all day long.
Triple hardcore for hours of nonstop hot action featuring dozens of beauties. They're not even telling you what movies they are. We just got lots of...
It's so fucking hardcore, it's triple.
It's just porn.
Good Lord.
Then right under that is featured in Playboy, king-size waterbeds, day rates available. This is a motel. This is a fuck motel.
Gross.
This is in the 70s, they had specific motels that were just for fucking. That's how great
I'm going to be sick.
Oh, man.
A waterbed?
How do we miss this, Jimmy?
In a motel?
In a motel. Not even a hotel. It's called, quote, the Experience Motel.
Ew.
I think it's 324. It's hard to tell. It's an old newspaper. 324 Capitol Avenue, West Sacramento, California. That's west, all right.
That's disgusting.
And it says X-rated movies on closed circuit TV as usual. So
usual, and a waterbed.
You can get on a waterbed and watch a porno and fuck in there. That's how it works.
I hate that more than anything.
And then right under that, these are all connected, mind you, down the side of a page. Porn, triple hardcore, Oriental bondage. all the way down. Then the Eaglet Children's Theater, now playing Young Abe Lincoln, a musical. Those are all together in the same fucking place.
Gross.
Do I want to see Oriental Bondage or a bunch of 9-year-olds with top hats fucking playing Abe Lincoln?
Or maybe I just rent a waterbed motel and make it up on my own.
Oh, dude, this is disturbing.
Gross.
So yeah, this is there's special group rates to see Young Abe Lincoln. So now, while at Berkeley, here his coach was Mike White. That was the name of his coach. Berkeley is very elite academically, and basically the university fires Coach White for recruiting undesirables, is the way they put it. Stop fucking recruiting people that can't go to school here. It's crazy.
Like Robert Rozier?
Yeah. Well, the Berkeley administrator, Ralph DeLoach, said Bobby was one of Mike's recruits. In other words, hands off. Aren't we distance? That's Mike's problem. I was assigned to be Bobby's roommate to keep him clean and out of trouble. He's an administrator. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a different guy. Bobby was one of Mike's kids. Ralph DeLoach is the captain of the football team. So they assigned the captain of the football team to keep this guy together.
Brilliant.
Look, you're a leader, blah, blah, blah. You're older. He should listen to you. He said, we all wondered what in the world he was doing there, meaning at Berkeley. The fuck is this guy here? Yeah. DeLoach, who went from captain of the football team and Berkeley student to a probation officer, which seems like a really odd life trajectory. You went to Berkeley and you're a probation officer? What the fuck are you doing?
That's how bad he is.
I'd like to make $31,000 a year. Back then they probably made $18,000 a year.
But he can show you the math calculation to show you how the speed of light works.
Perfect. Great. Show me my physics while I figure out how long I'm going to be on probation. While you screen my urine, teach me physics. So they said he has mixed memories of his roommate here. He said he was the best athlete on the team. That's the one thing he said about Robert Rozier. And you can take nothing away from his football talent, too. He's a big, fast, athletic, really, really good player. But he also said Bobby was the ultimate manipulator. He could tell you bald-faced, straight-out lies, and he knew no one would ever call him on it, which is a good training for his future in a cult. It's perfect. Yeah. It's really good. You need to be able to tell bald-faced lies right to people's face. At college, and I remember this as soon as I saw this when I was going through everything, I'm like, oh, I forgot all about this. This is great because it's been 10 years. But in college, wow, he gave himself a nickname. Do you remember that nickname from over 10 years ago?
No.
It's amazing.
Is it...
it's the best nickname
to
give
racist?
Yourself. If you gave it to him, yes. If you called him this,
I don't
no good.
Call him that. Yeah.
But he can call it the Gorilla Pimp.
Right.
So is he a gorilla who pimps, or is he pimping gorillas? We don't know. But either way.
Does he have a stable full of gorilla pussy?
Because he got a bunch of gorilla hoes in his stable. So he nicknamed himself the Gorilla Pimp.
Oh, boy.
That's what he wanted people to call him. Okay. Now they went to the Rose Bowl.
Oh.
That when he was there, though. He found an apartment in Oakland. DeLoach, the captain there, said he found a nice apartment in Oakland, played in the Rose Bowl, dated lots of girls, and used weed and cocaine recreationally, as everyone did in the late 70s.
And especially in that area.
Yeah. He's a little early on the cocaine in the 70s, though.
But the weed is a little late.
Yeah. Well, that's just always there. Yeah. But the coke was trendy then, but very expensive still. It didn't drop in price really till the early 80s. That's when it became a little more available. So you had to be a cool person to have coke back then. He also kept a pistol on him all the time.
Nice.
Perfect. They said he collected parking tickets.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon. Jesus.
I'm going to park here because I haven't gotten a ticket from this district yet. I need that for my collection. Sacramento police once arrested him for contributing to the delinquency of a minor, but we don't know any details on that, and they never came out. So probably that can't be good.
For some gals.
For some chicks. Jesus Christ. Yeah. He had a pit bull that followed him around campus, and I'll just read from the newspaper. That way it's not my fault. Here we go. This is a newspaper. I have nothing I don't know. Around campus, his pit bull, Nig, followed him around.
Yeah.
What?
Yikes.
I don't even know what to say about that. Okay. Became this football team's personal mascot of sorts.
Ah, God, because everybody is now celebrating in the ability to say half the worst word ever.
Well, Rozier, when teammates would be like, why'd you call him that? He would say, just don't say the end of that word. Just don't finish it up.
There it is.
And you're good. You call him that. Okay.
Who cares? It's not a bad word yet.
Eventually, someone stole him. It was in the 70s. You couldn't say that.
Somebody stole what?
His dog. Stole his dog. They said he wept like a baby when they stole his dog.
I would too.
Yeah. At Berkeley, he's always one of the, Berkeley has a big, think about the 60s, what happened in Berkeley. It's a very well-known campus because of the protests and all that kind of thing. So
political, upheaval.
Yeah. Everybody said he was really angry in college.
Oh?
Yeah. One influence on his thinking was Harry Edwards, the paper says, who was a famous sociology professor who champions the cause of black athletes shortchanged by basically what he calls a system that just uses them for their bodies and then pumps them out. Which, still exists today, except now they pay the guys sometimes.
Right.
So Rozier is not going to graduate, by the way, also.
No.
He's not. So he played 2 years at junior college at Grays Harbor, and then 77, 78, he plays at Cal Berkeley. So, but that's it. That's 4 years he's played. So he's out of eligibility at this point.
That must be a thing that they do in California. If you show prowess in the sport, they move you to like some piece of shit and help you get through it and then transfer you to a big place.
It's everywhere. They've done that. It's not just California.
Yeah?
You think everybody in Alabama's got great grades?
Good point. You're making big points.
Down there, they just give the kids the grades so they can play football. You gotta let them play football. It's the same thing. That's all that's important. They don't give a fuck down there. It's the same thing. It's everywhere with the athletes. It's gross. That's what they do.
But they did that to John Madden, too. John Madden, I just by looking at Grays Harbor, because I was fascinated with it, he went to school there. He went to school there for 6 months. Yeah, before they moved him over to Poly.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then he never played a professional down ever. He hurt himself.
Yeah, John Madden wasn't.
That's crazy. Everybody acts like the guy knows everything about professional football. Go fuck yourself, John. You never played a down.
Neither did Tom Landry. Neither did most of the great coaches.
It's just hard to listen to it now.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I completely
what
fucking
the
agree.
fuck do you know, John?
Yeah.
He coached it all. That's all.
He was like one of those football junkie.
He just knew everything.
I mean, Al Davis knew.
Yeah.
Al Davis does not get enough credit. People hate Al Davis because the NFL hated Al Davis, so they really put out a promo campaign to hate Al Davis. But anybody who kind of likes a smart guy who doesn't like a culture of dumb and all that kind of stuff, they would love Al Davis.
Anybody that
he'd vote against every measure they had just because fuck you, because they were such assholes to him because he wasn't one of their moneyed elite people. He was a guy who kind of earned his way into the ownership
and gave a shit about the players who encouraged the union and shit like that.
If
you love unions, you love Al Davis, and
I think
it's
Al
unfortunate
Davis,
to say because he owned the team that I hate.
He's my favorite owner of all time, though, in any sport. Because there's been nobody who actually seems to give a shit about what he's doing and his whole thing more than make this league. I don't know. Fuck the NFL. I hate the way they do everything with their bullshit.
I get it.
Protect the shield. Fuck you. Yeah. You know what I mean? All it is protect my value of my team.
Yeah.
Don't let my team value go down.
Protect my mortgage. Fuck you.
And guess what I don't care about? The value of the Cincinnati Bengals. I couldn't fucking care less. I couldn't care if all those teams are worth nothing. Wouldn't change my life one fucking bit. So 1979 NFL draft. And everybody that likes, you got to stay all buttoned up. Will you work for these people? They fucking pay you? No.
Right.
They don't.
Is it because you don't want to lose your investment in the 73 jerseys in your closet? Is that why?
That's what it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
Because you paid $150 for each shirt that you have in your closet.
Don't buy into that shit. It's fine to watch, like football and like the game and watch it be played, but to be like, listen, these guys have to do this is honorable.
They work so hard, James.
Yeah, it's a bunch of scumbags who could barely pass high school trying to murder each other on the grass. If you like watching that, great, because I like watching that.
It's fun, yeah.
But don't act like it's some fucking honorable, like they're like knights about to joust or something. This is ridiculous. Shut up.
These are men that are giving each other brain damage every day.
Constantly, and then celebrating over a fallen corpse, which is, again, entertaining, great.
But don't celebrate unless it's everybody together, or else it's 15 yards.
I thought it was only if it's you. I thought you couldn't have anybody helping you now.
You have to have
get the fuck out of here with this shit. I'm so tired of this shit. I swear to God, I want a team to do a complete Rockette musical fucking kick line in the back of the end zone.
They're going to.
Oh, I know. Why not?
Yeah.
If it's everybody,
let's get river dance.
Hey, placeholder. Let's go. Fucking backup punter. Get your ass out here. We're all doing this shit.
I think it has to do with everybody that's on the field, or
so
there's a certain number that have to participate. Because if one guy does it, it's taunting or some shit like that.
It used to be. Remember, he'd tell, "Get away from me! Get away from me! I'm going to dance."
Right,
It was a penalty.
Don't be involved in this.
Someone else was. If it was any kind of thing. Dude, I could not hate a league. Well, UFC. I couldn't hate a league more than those two leagues. I fucking cannot stand the way the NFL is. It's so awful. Tell you what, as long as that end zone's cleared out by the time that kickoff is ready to go, who cares?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you care if they stand in the goddamn end zone and dance around? Who gives a shit?
It seems like, and I could be wrong, but it seems like as soon as a certain group is pissed off at things that they're doing collectively, they change it to do the opposite.
The opposite.
So that they conform with that group, whatever group it is.
And they say taunting. Okay,
Who's
you can
taunting?
take that guy's fucking head off, but don't make him feel bad. You were running in front of him, waving at him, and that hurt his feelings. What the fuck are we talking about?
Don't make him feel sad that you're faster.
Just say what it is. Listen, when old white people watch games, they don't care for that. And we'd like to keep them as fans. I would think you're scumbags, but I have more respect for you, at least if you came out and said what it is, rather than act like it's some integrity of the game. There's no integrity in this fucking game. What are you talking about?
James, it's a certain group of people that they're hurt. Their feelings are hurt while they sit on the couch watching a black man with a very diamond-encrusted cross
that runs
on
a 4.340.
Yeah, waving goodbye to a white cornerback.
Or even
they
a black
don't like
cornerback.
it, James. It hurts.
Dude, it drives me nuts. I don't get it. I don't get the NFL. I hate their whole setup. I really do. And it sucks because I love football. And I just hate what they've done to this fucking sport.
It hurts a group of $60,000 a year salary people to see a man make a lot more money than them and celebrate it and rub it in their face.
Yeah. It's weird. It's almost like they shouldn't be sports fans.
Right. It's almost like they shouldn't be watching black people succeed if they're this hurt by it.
Yeah. There's plenty of hockey. Go watch that. I don't know what to tell you.
I'd say go watch soccer, but it's just going to be a lighter shade of black people.
Then you're just going to be yelling Mexican racial slurs at the TV instead, so it's different. Go watch hockey, be bored and silly, and enjoy. I don't know what to tell you.
Enjoy your fucking pickleball.
I like hockey,
I don't know. Find something.
There you go.
Go watch volleyball.
It's perfect. This is 1979, May 3rd and 4th at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City.
God, it's so beautiful.
It's the NFL draft, everybody. And this is way before the draft was what it is now.
Deal. Yeah.
Like if you watched, there's a ton of drafts on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Watch a draft from 81 when ESPN was broadcasting it. It's literally, there's a little section in the back where they have fans. There's maybe a couple hundred fans, maybe a couple hundred, but it's basically just a big conference. It's just a big meeting. They all sit around. It's real casual. They hand the ticket off. Pete Rozelle goes up, man, they picked this guy here. And then they, Chris Berman and Mel Kiper, because he was around then. Sure. And the other guy, Axelrod or whatever the fuck his name was, they all, well, I think it's a great choice. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. They don't show tons of highlight packages. They don't tell this guy's life story about how his little brother died in the fire when he was 4. They don't do any of that shit. It's just, I think he could help the Raiders on the defensive line. It's amazing. And then once you get to 92, 93, it starts to become a bigger deal. Then by the Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf draft, it's they start out with packages of videos. It's like WrestleMania. It's fucking ridiculous. It becomes way over the top.
I always mention it because it's the first draft that I fucking recall, and it's just because Raghib Ismail is so much fun to say. But it feels like that's about the time, whenever he was drafted, that the draft
92,
started to matter
93.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's when you were probably 14 years old. So, that's when you kind of...
And there was so much hype around that guy.
Yeah.
And the Rocket was such a cool name, and it rhymes so easily with his name. And
he was going to sign in Canada for all that money. Remember that? That was a big deal. Is he even going to fucking play in the U.S., this guy? Or is anyone going to draft him? And the Cowboys wanted him, and they were trying to make a deal.
Jets wanted him. And then he ended up getting hurt, right? And then his career
he came to the NFL.
Did he do okay?
Yeah. But his brother
did better, right?
His brother did a little better, I think, because he was there a long time. But Rocket didn't turn out to be that great. It went quick.
I was so excited about him. And he's from Notre Dame, is that right?
Yeah, Notre Dame. Yeah, absolutely.
He was supposed to be fucking amazing.
Michigan's Charles Woodson. What am I thinking? Yeah.
And
Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard was the one I was thinking of, who's another kick returner, wide receiver, that kind of guy. He's Michigan Heisman Trophy winning.
But before that, they really didn't hype the draft picks near as much to watch the draft. You know what I mean?
No, the draft was not a thing. It really wasn't. It was just like, hey, if you're like a real hardcore football person, we got the draft on. Oh, it'll be on Saturday morning. Don't worry about it. Whatever. But now it's NFL has figured out how to make, even in the off season, they keep the hype machine going, where they didn't back then.
But even still, it's only a few years between, but eventually you'll get like a big hype guy, whether it be Manziel or Jadeveon Clowney or Rocket.
Every year's got one or two.
Yeah, I guess this year was a couple of quarterbacks, but
they need that fucking the hype machine. Even if
I love when they hype the draft class, and then it pans out. Like the fucking Elway's year turned out to be a great fucking year. 83
turned out to be terrific.
Great year.
Like 90 turned out to be pretty good, but not for the guys in the top. Because like Jeff George was drafted first, and he sucked. But then you had like Richmond Webb and Emmitt Smith, and a bunch of really Junior Seau, Mark Carrier, a bunch of really solid all pro players for a long time came out of that draft. This draft, though, 1979, number one overall draft pick, Jimmie.
Marcus Allen.
No.
Was he an 88 or something?
It's Buffalo, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Was it a receiver?
You'd never get. It's a linebacker from Buffalo that only played for like 5 seasons.
Who was it?
Tom Cousineau.
I certainly would have gotten that. 3 more guesses.
3 more guesses. Kansas City, next up, picks Mike Bell, defensive end. Cincinnati.
I'm not going to recognize any of these motherfuckers.
Cincinnati keeps up with their theme of drafting amazing quarterbacks by drafting Jack Thompson.
Goddamn.
You ever heard of Jack Thompson?
How'd he do?
He played 51 games in the league.
That's not bad. That's 4 years, yeah.
That's not great. For a 3rd overall draft pick?
Yeah, that's not great.
For the 3rd overall draft pick supposed to be a cornerstone of your team. Not
that should be a franchise tag in 2 years.
I see 33 career touchdowns, 45 career picks.
In 4 years, that's horrible.
That's terrible. Not good. He went to Washington State. Number 4 overall is a Hall of Famer, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, played on the Bears, 85.
Is it Dent?
It is Dan Hampton.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Dan Hampton. Jerry Butler, number 6, Barry Krause. Number 7 overall is still an announcer.
Oh, yeah?
And is a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Oh, is it Montana?
Phil Simms.
Oh, is he still announcing?
Phil Simms is still out there somewhere. He's got to be.
Yeah.
And then number 8 overall is the one of Phil Simms' Super Bowl rings MVP of the Super Bowl for that year.
Oh.
But he's drafted by the Cardinals here. Any idea?
Receiver?
No, running back.
No, running back.
Otis Anderson.
Waters? Oh, Anderson.
He was OJ for a long time, and then he changed it back to Otis. You just call me Otis. Don't worry about it.
Heard some rumors, did he?
Yep. Number 11 is a Crime and Sports alumni, Russell Erxleben. Remember him, the kicker?
Yeah. Paper criminal.
Yes, exactly. 13 overall is another Hall of Famer.
Sure.
Kellen Winslow.
Oh, he's great.
He was great. Chargers. Chargers tight end. He was awesome. And then he had a kid.
His junior's a bad guy, right?
Yes, his junior's the idiot kid.
Yeah,
I believe.
that's not good.
Yeah, no, but Kellen was amazing.
He's good.
Yeah, he's great. Eddie Lee
Junior's
Ivory.
a fucking rapist. Jesus.
Yes, that's what he did. That was his thing, right? Let's make sure.
An old lady, a bad guy.
Yes, that was him, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not confusing him with somebody else? No, that was him. We've done the episode. Okay, never mind.
How about I make sure of that before we get
before we just libel people. He's a rapist. Jesus, calm down. That's what I said. Hold on. If we said like he's a bad guy, he did a couple of things. Okay, I'll let that go. But if we make a specific, he's a rapist. He's got to be a rapist. I believe he is. I think he raped
Kellen
like 4
Winslow
people.
Jr. is a goddamn rapist, and I'll say it loud and proud with my whole fucking chest.
4 people, right?
There's a lot, yeah. And one of them was an old lady.
Yes, I remember him breaking into
forever.
people's houses. He's a terrible scumbag fucking loser. As we go through, I'm trying to think of anybody else you might know here. One of the Tuiasasopus. The NFL always has Tuiasasopus.
What? They love him. They love him.
Wow, that's
and isn't his cousin?
I assume it's all one family.
Yes, but I think his cousin is Mente Teo's catfish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is that's deep. Very deep.
The one that pretended to be the girl was Tuiasasopo.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot about that if I knew it. Second round, Mark Gastineau. There's another Crime and Sports alum.
Bad guy. Yeah.
Picked up there. Yeah, he's a douchebag. He's just a complete fucking douche. Third round here. Okay, there is one Hall of Famer in the third round.
Oh.
You know who that is?
79?
79.
I wouldn't.
You've said his name already.
Guess. Does he play for Cincy?
You've said his name already today.
Oh, have I?
Yep.
Shit. I've said so many names.
Joe Montana.
Who was
Joe
it?
Montana.
Oh, really?
And last pick of the third round.
Third round?
Yep. Great pick by
what
Bill
a
Walsh
steal.
there. Yep. They picked him up out of Notre Dame.
Literally everybody could have had him.
Anybody. Yeah, anybody could have had him. He was kind of a... But he was not very durable, I think, was the problem, and doesn't have a huge arm. So they were like, they didn't realize he'd be the most accurate passer and do everything.
Yeah, forever.
You know, his timing is perfect. He was a very, he broke a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
When he broke, he was broken. Like
broken.
You dropped a grandfather clock and the cuckoo bird fell out. Like he was, Jim Burt in the 86 playoffs, broke him when he hit him and he flew and landed like with his feet over his head in a pile. It looked like he didn't even look like a human. It looked like you just threw a doll out of a car.
Yeah.
And then Leonard Marshall almost killed him in 1992. So.
But he throws dimes.
He can fucking throw. He throws. His timing is
straight
perfect.
Darts.
It's perfect. And then also having Jerry Rice didn't hurt, but he had 2 Super Bowls before Rice even got there. So.
He also had great. He had a great tight
good
end.
line,
He had,
great coaching, good running back.
Great defense.
He had fucking Roger Craig back there.
Yeah, Ronnie Lott in the defense.
Yep. So May. Oh wait, I forgot to do fucking ninth round.
Where was he? Yeah,
ninth round. Ninth round. Pick number 228 is Robert Rozier for the St. Louis Cardinals.
How about that?
Who were known as, and still are known as, the cheapest organization in all of football.
Yeah. They're the least valuable team in the NFL.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to play for them.
Yeah.
They were a fucking joke because
even when
they
they're
never
in St.
wanted
Louis,
to pay.
huh?
The same ownership, still the Bidwells.
Bidwell's on the brought
They can move. They're still cheap as fuck, those people. Number 10th round, right after him, a little bit, is Dwight Clark, who caught that catch to Joe Montana and Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone there. The catch, that one. All right.
They were picked in the same draft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Came up together. May 5th, 1979, big article in the Berkeley Gazette, Rozier drafted by Cards. He joined fellow defensive end Ralph DeLoach as the only California football players chosen in the National Football League draft.
Oh.
Interesting here. So he was selected there. Where's the other guy? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay. So right under that.
Yeah.
Wow. There is a political ad.
Oh, you're very excited about it. You said, wow.
Well, it really sounds like it belongs in the Oriental bondage section or something here.
Great.
It says paid political advertisement. Shirley Black is backing Hyman Wong.
Is he? Gee.
Okay. I'm voting for Hyman Wong myself here. So there you go. Right under this, June 17th, 1979, they say Ramson and Rozier are ready to roll.
Great.
They say, this is from the article, they say opposites attract. In the case of longtime buddies, Eason Ramson, a serious veteran, and Bob Rozier, a happy-go-lucky rookie, no one's ever described him as happy or...
Go lucky.
Never. Never, never, never. They always describe him as grumpy and sullen.
I think that was a joke that they.
No,
he wrote that and he was like, ha ha.
I think this reporter met him for 3 minutes and he had a smile on his face. He's like, happy-go-lucky rookie. Write that down.
He was drafted. Of course, he's smiling.
Yeah, they said there's a chance their mutual admiration society will get the supreme test head on. The time may come when the Sacramentans will be matched one-on-one when Coach Bud Wilkinson begins drilling his St. Louis Cardinals next month. Ramson has dropped 25 pounds to 235 to regain his tight end quickness. Rozier weighs the same and might have to do some bulking up to make the squad as a defensive end. Yeah, if you're a 10th round draft pick, there's no guarantee you're making shit.
No. Yeah.
There's nearly a quarter of a ton lined up on opposite sides of the line of scrimmage. If it does happen, it won't be the first time. After Ramson starred at Christian Brothers and Rozier at Cordova, the former played at Washington State while the latter did his thing at California. So they say buddies to the core they are until the ball is hiked.
You bet.
They say sitting in the Sacramento State University weight room after a session at Leland Glass's football camp, the talented duo talked about what has been behind and what is ahead of them. Asked what the most difficult adjustment for him to make last season when he was called to replace an injured J.V. Kane, Ramson said, that was learning to sing in front of the vets when I was in Green Bay. They don't allow all alma maters, the top 40 only. Now, explanation of what that it means. Not that it matters to the story, but you might. Back in the day, in football camps, I don't know if they still do it now, but like I've read several books. Like Jerry Kramer was I think he's a Hall of Fame guard for the Packers that played all through their dynasty years of the 60s. And he wrote a diary of the 1966 season. It's fucking awesome, by the way. To get a window into what it was like to be in the NFL in the 60s.
Yeah.
When they were still regular guys.
Right.
Like they were still regular. Like all of his shit's all worried about bills and like regular guys. And I talked to this guy who was a fan, and turns out he has this business. And they were regular people. They weren't like, ew, get away from me, peasants. So what they would do is they make the rookies have a talent show, which I know they still do with a lot of teams. But their talent show with Green Bay was you have to sing.
It doesn't matter what your real talent is. You're singing.
No, you're singing a whole song in front of the whole team. It's team building. You're going to get up on top of the fucking cafeteria table and you're going to sing for everybody.
Awesome.
And when you're called upon to sing, you have to sing. So back in the day, they used to do their alma mater's fight song. That's what they had to sing. So they had to know their alma mater's fight song and learn it. But by the 70s here, they have taken that off the table where you're not allowed to sing your fight song. You have to sing a fucking pop song.
Yeah.
You have to go out there.
In love after love.
Yeah, you have to go out there and sing night moves. Like that's what you have to do.
Let's go.
Just crazy. They said after practice and before dinner, I spent more time learning songs than I did reading my playbook. I couldn't grasp that. How will Rozier react to hazing? He said, quote, singing is my favorite pastime. I'll let the vets judge my talent. I'll just belt them out.
Okay.
If you're not shy, who gives a shit? That's the thing. Who gives a shit, yeah. This is to bring shy guys out of their shell. The guys that aren't shy, they go up there and fucking do a whole show.
Just
they don't
do it.
care.
Yeah, do it up.
Get some wide receiver. They don't give a shit. Ramson said Cardinal rookies don't have to pay their dues like we did in Green Bay. He said the vets made us get up from the table and go get their food during dinner, carry their shoulder pads off the field and get them sodas. They'd put us at the end of the lines during drills so they could look good for the coaches. The guys who did things like that most were Willie Buchanan, Johnny Gray, and Steve Luke. Rozier said, I feel there are certain things expected of me, just like when I was at Cal. The vets had to go through it to be broken in and made to feel like they fit in. No problem. I'm not going to be misused. I'll respect them as long as they show me on the field they deserve respect.
Okay.
The Ramson guy, they asked him, will you haze the rookies? And he said, heck yes. In minicamp, I yelled across the dining room to Bob and told him to bring me a soda and some food. He yelled back, here, catch.
Uh-oh.
He could do that because he knew I was kidding.
Oh.
Because he said they don't really do that here. After being cut by Packer coach Bart Starr, who, yes, Bart Starr was coach of the Packers in the 70s for a while, and finding a home in St. Louis, Ramson said what impressed him most was the caliber of athletes. He explained when he was a collegian, you could relax some weeks because you knew the player opposite you wasn't too good. There's nobody like that in the NFL. Rozier said, I got to show off plenty of times in college, but at minicamp, everybody was tough. You couldn't try sneaky tricks or shortcuts. What impressed me was everyone using his talent to the fullest. He said, the coach told me, if it works, use it. But in college, you get paranoid how coaches demand that you use certain techniques rather than let you show your stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like, a player plays at like Indiana back in the day, basketball, and you don't know what they can do because they've only done what Bobby Knight has told them to do, which is run a specific play here and there. You don't know if they have any other skills besides that. Whereas he's saying, that's kind of the thing here.
Show it off. Yeah.
He said, in the pros, I'll be able to be more creative. I can use more moves, be more like a basketball player who is quick and light on his feet. In college, all the coaches tell you is button arm over and button arm under, just to get around for a defensive lineman. He said to control the running game. Not every NFL quarterback will run like Warren Moon or Jack Thompson. Most of them will stand in the pocket. I think I can be better as a pro than I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Rozier said here, they talk about this Wilkinson guy, and they say about Wilkinson, who made a return to coaching ranks after an extended absence. Ramson said, I have the utmost respect for the man. He's personable, honest, and an excellent coach. After 8 straight losses, most coaches would have gone nuts, but Bud never lost face, hollered, or cussed at us. He analyzed our problems, and we finally won some ball games. Rozier said of the coach, Wilkinson, quote, the man isn't deceptive about anything. He treats everyone like a man, which we are. Watching him gives me the chance to go into the NFL with a significant air of confidence. Changes in the team will come. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Cardinals there was a couple of years in the 70s where they were like good, sort of. Not bad.
Cardinals?
Like looked like they were getting better in St. Louis, then they dropped back down. That's kind of how the Cardinals always were because they were such a cheap team.
Yeah, and Larry Wilson was a part of that, right? He was probably the reason that they were any good at all.
I'm trying to think when he retired, though. I think he retired like in the mid-70s, didn't he? Like 75, 76,
I'll
something
bet it was
like
earlier than that because he drafted in 60.
Something, yeah. By the way,
he played in the 60s. He was a big deal in the 60s. I know that. And in 66, he had that big one-handed interception that went for a touchdown. Yeah.
That's why I thought of 66, and I was like, about 10 years, so I was kind of going around there.
And he played with 2 broken hands that season, so he probably didn't last much longer.
I would think not. So, yeah, this is, by the way, I love those old Cardinal uniforms from the 70s and 80s before they made them like they are.
Before they bastardized it.
Yeah, they were they had cool, very clean, that dark, that red with the fucking white and the helmet popped. It all looked really nice.
They were only called that because they were the football
Chicago
team
Cardinals.
of, what did it say again?
They were the Chicago Cardinals first.
Right, but they were the football team of whatever neighborhood they were, and they just wore red, and they called the color Cardinal Red.
It's Cardinal
That's the
red,
only reason they're the fucking Cardinals. It's the dumbest fucking thing on the planet.
It's very dumb.
When was the last time you saw a Cardinal in Arizona?
And then it's odd that they were the Cardinals, and then they went to St. Louis, where they already had the Cardinals. So it was very strange.
What the fuck is going on here?
Wow. So they said, in the world of play for pay, Ramson is trying to renegotiate his contract. He said, if it pops, I want to build a home in San Diego for my wife and 2 sons. What I've earned so far, I'm saving for a rainy day.
Smart move.
Rozier said he's paying off his college bills, quote, money I borrowed to buy new clothes and rent an apartment. Now I'm going to help my folks, buy me some music and shelter, have some freedom of expression, and try to be a better person. So I think the other guy's financial plan sounds more sound.
Yeah, it sounds like this is more for the future. I'm going to buy me some music.
Music and shelter, and then have freedom of expression and try to be a better person. Okay. So he signed with the Cardinals anyway. So they signed him to a series of 3 one-year contracts, apparently. Mm-hmm. They said he may be switched to a linebacker if he doesn't gain some weight. So the 79 Cardinals, here we go. They are 5-11.
Ooh-wee, and they will be that way for 40 fucking years.
Long time. This is Bud Wilkinson gets shit canned, and coach Larry Wilson comes in. So he certainly was done playing by now.
Interim coach,
Yeah, interim coach here. He goes 2-1 with them, actually.
He wasn't great.
No. By the way, on this team, the quarterback, Jim Hart was their big guy. Jim Hart was a good quarterback.
Really?
There's a few 70s quarterbacks that don't get any credit because the 70s, okay, one of the most annoying things that I see all the time is people being like, well, I mean, Joe Namath wasn't very good, or look at their stats. Look at the guy's stats now. Yeah. You were allowed to pass interfere until like 77. Literally allowed to pass interfere.
Yeah, it was like Blitz, the NFL game. That like goofy one that was like cartoony.
Yeah, where you could like blast a guy into a brick wall before.
That was the real league.
That was it
for a minute.
So a quarterback to have a 50% completion percentage was good because A, they could murder you in the backfield, and then B, they could clothesline your receiver before the ball got there. So
and if he did catch the ball, to actually make a football move and possess it before somebody hit him, good luck. That's a crazy. You didn't have that kind of time.
No, you were allowed to just hit people as hard as you could. So there's a lot of good NFL quarterbacks from the 70s who get zero credit because their stats aren't whatever. Or, they'll let like Terry Bradshaw go because he won a bunch of Super Bowls, or Fran Tarkenton because he was in them, or Ken Stabler because he's the snake and all that. But like guys like Jim Hart was a good quarterback with the Cardinals. Burt Young with the Colts was a very good quarterback that gets – you don't even know who he is, do you?
Right. No.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Jim Hart, same thing. They also had Pietragallo on this team as well. Wow.
Who's that?
Steve Pietragallo, quarterback. Just a funny name that always stuck out to me here. This team, Otis Anderson's on this team, and Christ, he's an all-pro and almost an MVP too. Not bad.
5-11. He's the only guys that did a fucking thing for him.
He's fucking great. Only a couple Pro Bowlers on the team here. Oh, Mel Gray was on that team too. He was really good. September 19th, 1979, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Big Red wave Bob Rozier. So now he's waived.
Oh.
The Cardinals, they placed defensive. Goodbye. Bob Rozier on waivers here. So Rozier, they said his departure leaves the Cardinals with only 6 defensive linemen. Mm-hmm. So he's really not very good here. And 6 survivors from their 1979 draft, Otis Anderson. So Otis was a fucking rookie playing like that.
Wow.
All-Pro, Pro Bowl, 4th in Offensive Player of the Year voting, and Rookie of the Year. Otis was a beast.
Doing that and just wasting a career in Arizona. I feel bad for like Devin
Louis.
Booker. Or St. Louis. Yeah, but with the
St. Louis on that hard turf, too.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's brutal. That awful turf they had at Busch Stadium back in the day there and all that shit. Yeah, that's tough, wasting it. With
just leaving
Cardinals.
it for Bidwell? Jesus.
Gross. It really is. So anyway, that's what's going on there. October 9th, 1979, Cardinals re-signed Bob Rozier.
Oh, we're going to take him back.
We're going to take him back.
We didn't mean it.
He re-signed him, so they must have had an injury or something like that. Speaking of injuries, November 1st here, so this is less than a month later, here the St. Louis Cardinals acquire a Jets linebacker and put rookie defensive end Bob Rozier on the injured reserve list with a groin injury.
Yeah.
Ow, my groin.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just makes me think of The Simpsons.
When I was a kid, every time on Madden, when somebody would be out for a groin pull, I'd be like, why is he pulling that?
What are you pulling on your groin for?
What are you pulling on it for?
November 22nd, 1979, the Cardinals cut Rob Rozier now.
Now he's gone.
Now he is cut, yes. No other team, they placed him on waivers. He's on their injured reserve with a muscle pull. No team claimed him, so he is reserved. They also said they have 3 offensive linemen injured. That's not good. Okay, so 1979, looks like he played in 6 games. That's the only stats I have on him here.
Uh-oh.
So the Cardinals later on, this is from a few years later, said they would like to forget about Robert Rozier.
Oh.
This is a few years later. Bud Wilkinson, the coach who got fired, said, it was quite a while ago. The players signed by the personnel people are the people I had to work with. In other words, I didn't draft him. Don't fucking blame me.
Oh, somebody else picked him, and I wish we hadn't.
Yeah, just gave him to me. And he said, I waived Rozier, and he said, I don't exactly remember why. He's a 9th-round draft pick. Anything could have been the reason. Now, they say that his career here was derailed by allegations of drug use and petty crime. That's one of the things. It's kind of a known thing that he does drugs at this point. So back then that was considered kind of real taboo too. They were like, oh boy, they don't even know what these guys are doing. So that's all we know is that. We don't know exactly any specifics on that or what specific accusations there were, but there was a general black cloud following this guy of rumors of him.
We assume he's doing this.
Being involved with some bad shit that he shouldn't be involved in the way they thought. Now, this is from later on, but it's about right now, that Rozier basically still wanted to play football. He needed a job. So he wants to try to play in the CFL, Canadian Football League. And that will be for the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, and I'll give a quote from Sergeant Gary Proctor of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police of why he didn't stick in Canada. Quote, all the while he was playing ball here, he was writing phony checks.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, the whole time he's in Canada. He's in a foreign country running financial scams.
Writing a fucking phony check.
You're nuts. He said he was running a scam. This is Harley Deeks, president of Molson's Brewery in Alberta. This guy went deer hunting with Rozier one time.
How do you go deer hunting with the president of Molson? That's like the king of Canada.
You're a famous athlete who just came from America to sign with the football team. So
we're going to welcome you with open Molson arms.
Open Molsons. He said, quote, he used my name to get a bank loan. He was running up huge bills and charging the whole mess to the football team.
Oh, so he owns the football team. Got it, yeah.
And he was saying, don't worry about me. My buddy's the Molson guy.
He's the CEO of that Molson shit.
Oh, so he signed with the Hamilton Tiger Cats for the 80 season. He appeared in 10 games. He did have one interception for 10 yards and recovered one opponent fumble as well.
Yeah.
Not bad. I tell you some of the roster of the Tiger Cats, but I don't think you'll recognize any of these people. They were first place in the East with an 8-7-1 record.
Oh, boy.
I'm looking. I don't recognize any of these guys.
Just over 500.
I like Rocky DiPietro. That's a good name. Other than that, though, yeah. I don't know. They got a bunch of people from Canada. There's a guy from Yale on the team. This is weird as fuck. It's colleges I've never heard of. Okay, doesn't matter. So he plays defensive end there that year, plays in 10 games. So between 6 for the Cardinals and then 10 for this, he's played 16 games so far in 2 years. Now the Tiger Cats release him for what they called habitual dishonesty, accumulating debts from bounced checks, and unexcused absences from practice.
Habitual dishonesty.
Habitual. He's just an asshole and a liar. So following his release, he joined the Saskatchewan Rough Riders later in the 80 season, where he plays in 2 games, and also engages in further financial fuckery, including writing some bad checks and participating in a commodities futures fraud scheme. How the fuck do you get involved in a commodities futures fraud scheme? Isn't that what was going on in Trading Places?
Yeah, I don't
Is that
even
what he was
know.
doing?
I think commodities are like
commodities, like orange juice.
Yeah,
and
they have
frozen
an expiration, right?
Yeah, that's like the one that was in the Philly thing.
Yeah.
It's Trading Places was the commodities market.
How is he doing that?
I don't know. I've had no fucking idea. No idea. Well, they suck, the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. They're 2-14. Jesus.
Good Lord.
That is fucking bad. And they have nobody I've ever heard of, I don't think.
No.
If they do,
bunch of losers.
I can't find them. They got a bunch of fucking losers. They have several guys where it's under college, it says none.
You just walk on?
You could just try out for a Canadian football team in 1980.
I'm unemployed. I'd just like to run for you today. See if you'll hire me.
Yeah, you just show up with like your biggest snow boots and like a yak pelt wrapped around you and say you came in from the, from the Northwest Territory, and I think they're fine with it. They're like, okay.
Promise not to take out any credit cards in your name.
And they're like, all right, that's fair. I mean, there's several. None. There's about at least a dozen guys on the team who did not go to college to play football.
Wow.
Which is crazy. September 20th, 1980.
Yeah.
It says ex-Ticat, meaning the Tiger Cats, wanted in U.S. This is from the Hamilton Spectator. A former Hamilton Tiger Cat is wanted in the U.S. for allegedly passing bad checks with a Q.
Yeah.
Of course, because it's Canada.
Chequues.
Yeah. Bob Rozier, a defensive tackle, dealt to Saskatchewan Wednesday, left Hamilton this week with a string of debts and a bad feeling among some of his Tiger Cat teammates. The Tiger Cat Football Club originally said it sent Rozier, 25, to the Rough Riders because he missed Monday's practice and, quote, other circumstances.
Right.
Tiger Cat coach John Payne would not elaborate, but the Spectator has learned about these circumstances. They include a warrant for Rozier's arrest in Contra Costa, California, on charges of passing $3,100 in bad checks.
Wow.
Which is like $15,000 now, basically.
Yeah.
Letters from banks and collection agencies arriving from St. Louis, arriving at the stadium, searching for Rozier. Mm-hmm. 3 men, one an ex-Canadian Football League player, arrived at Ivor Wynn, that's the stadium, 4 weeks ago, looking for Rozier in an attempt to collect $3,000 plus an exceedingly high rate of interest. You know, loan sharks, that's called.
And it grows every day.
A couple of the fucking vig is growing. A couple of fucking loan sharks showed up who are ex-players to fucking rough up some money back from him.
Shit.
Linebacker Ben Zampiazzi co-signed a $1,500 loan Rozier needed to complete payment to the 3 men and has since been struck for payment of the loan. So he went to a bank to get a loan to pay loan sharks back.
Wow.
And then didn't pay back the bank. At least they don't break your legs. If you don't have anything to take, what's the bank going to do?
Yeah, what's it matter?
So fuck them. I guess it's better than these two guys. Yeah. They seem pissed. They were going to beat me up. Defensive end Lyall Wozaneski and Rozier have been sharing an apartment since September 1st, and Wozaneski has been left with the rent and all of Rozier's phone bills. Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is wild. The Tiger Cats allowed Rozier advances on his salary, but are still owed $589. So he left the team and owes them money somehow. How do you play?
You got to settle up before you leave. His last paycheck.
Well, they traded him.
Petty cash deductions.
That's it. Yeah, he's still in arrears here.
Yeah.
Police departments in Oakland, Rozier's hometown, and Hayward, California, verified the warrants for his arrest. Wow. They said we have a warrant issued out of Contra Costa County for one Robert E. Rozier for issuing checks on non-existent accounts. That is from Sergeant Neil Osmond of the police force. Yeah. Rozier denied all allegations last night.
Yeah,
all of it's false.
Yeah. I deny
12 different people are all making shit up about me. That's what it is. The Molson guy, right down to that ex-player who's now a loan shark. They're all making shit up about me.
Bullshitters, the lot of them.
They're lying on me. They're lying on my boys. So anyway, he said, I had a few personal problems back home, but I definitely was not a discipline problem. There were definitely not any other circumstances. Ben is not being stuck for that loan. I'm taking care of that right now. As a matter of fact, I made the first payment today at the bank here in Regina.
Regina.
You believe him?
I don't.
I don't believe him at all. He said there's no charges or anything else against me in the United States. The fucking police department, they confirmed they had a warrant for his arrest. What are you talking about? And there were no 3 men waiting for money from me in Hamilton. These things are making me mad enough to grab a flight back to Hamilton.
You bet.
To do what?
I'm going to get right back.
He said, you know my paycheck is big enough to pay that loan off in 1 week. You can ask the Rough Riders. I'm taking care of all my responsibilities. Well, they did ask the Rough Rider or the Tiger Cats, and they said you're not.
Said you're in trouble.
They said you've done a lot of dumb shit. Since his arrival in Hamilton, the Tie Cats have received letters from San Francisco Federal Bank and a collection agency in St. Louis inquiring about Rozier's whereabouts. 4 weeks ago, a former Tie Cat player and 2 business associates. Now it's 3 guys were looking for the $300. Now the guy who co-signed the loan, he said, Bob called me up one morning when I was sleeping and said he was in a tight spot and that he owed money to these people. He told me it was from a condominium deal and he owed something like $4,500. I asked him how much he needed on the loan, and he said he was getting $1,500. I went down to the bank, and the 3 guys were sitting out front in the car.
Uh-oh.
Wow. He owed them. They drove his ass to the bank.
Yeah.
I said, we'll take you to the bank, and then when you come outside, you're going to hand it right to us.
He'll be paying.
Yeah, you're going to get about 2 steps on sidewalk before you ain't going to have that money anymore. Wow. And he said, Rozier said he had 3 months to pay it, something like $500 a month, so I co-signed the loan. Zambiasi said he co-signed the loan because he thought Rozier would stay with the team since he survived the addition of defensive end Wayne Smith and had been playing well at the tackle position. But Zambiasi said the day he got released, I called the bank and asked if he had made any payments, and they said no. He said a day or two before a payment was due, he went in and withdrew all of his money except for a few dollars. He not only didn't pay it, he cleaned out his bank account.
Took everything to pay it.
Yep. Zambiasi received a telephone call from the bank on Wednesday alerting him to the fact that he was responsible for the loan as co-signer. Another thing, Bob goes, he's not responsible for that loan. Yes, he is. You don't even live in that fucking country.
Yeah.
How are they going to get you? He said, I contacted Rozier Thursday in St. Catharines and asked him how much money he had. He said he had $700 and agreed to meet me at the bank. I had to leave before he ever got there, but when he did arrive, he had $45 on him. That's how much money he had. Jesus Christ. Wozneski and Rozier, who attended the Rough Riders practice yesterday, started sharing an apartment on September 1st, and he has been left with Rozier's long-distance phone calls and his share of the rent. He said, if he didn't move in with me, then I would have to pay the rent myself anyway. He said, so, whatever, I would have been responsible. But he wasn't there much anyway, but I have to admit, I'm a little concerned about the phone calls, though.
Sure. Yeah.
If you're very young and you don't understand, in the 70s, all the way through the early 2000s, it was exceedingly expensive to make long-distance phone calls.
Holy fuck, it was crazy.
Extremely expensive. Like,
there were commercials to get cheaper ones.
1-800-COLLECT, 1010-220.
Oh, no, I mean like AT&T long distance.
Versus
Sprint
MCI.
long distance.
The clearest.
MC, right.
Yeah. Remember, you could hear a pin drop on the line. And they bragged about how even though it's thousands of miles away, it still sounds perfect.
It's amazing.
And calls were really, I'm talking really expensive.
Unbelievable.
You'd make a 5-minute call, it'd be $10.
Yeah.
No joke. $10 in 1977. So like making a $50 phone call.
7 cents a minute, I think is what it was.
That was later.
Or it was 13 cents.
It got cheaper as you went on.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like old ads. I love old newspapers. And I remember seeing old ads from like the 50s where they were like, and 60s where it was like, now you can call all your family, and it showed rates to different places. And it was like, only 58 cents an hour to New York. Or it was like, oh my God, or a minute. It's like, holy shit.
3-minute calls could range from $2 to $4.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's insane how expensive
That's roughly
they were.
$7 to $12 in today's money. A 10-minute phone call with AT&T was $4.17.
That's what I mean.
That's unbelievable.
If you had a girlfriend, you talked to her for a little while, it costs more than going out to dinner 5 times. It's fucking crazy. So nowadays you just pick up, you don't even think about that because the long distance is the same. But yeah, it was real expensive back then. So they said the Tiger Cats advanced or loaned Rozier over $2,100, and he left owing them $89 plus an additional $500 he received prior to being released. They also added that the Tiger Cats gave him money to pay off a $1,200 owed to the Royal Connaught Hotel, where Rozier stayed from June until September 1st.
June, July, August, September. 3 fucking months.
Holy shit. Well, you know what? If Robert does have any cash, I think he should head down to 92 Barton Street East.
What do you got down there?
And head over to Hanrahan's Tavern. By the way, wasn't that from Slapshot, Hanrahan?
Yeah, that was a guy. Yeah. That was was that the goalie that his girlfriend eats pussy?
I think that was the guy who they all hated, wasn't it?
Was he on the team or was he the goalie?
No. On the other team.
Yeah, and his wife eats pussy. And didn't he taunt him? Yeah.
I think so. Was it that guy? Yeah, because he was the guy that they were all afraid that would kill them. Who was that guy? The guy they were afraid would kill them all.
That's the guy. Yeah, if he's drunk, he'll kill us. Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Hanrahan's Tavern, and appearing next week, starting September 22nd, the beautiful, vivacious sex pot, Roxy Hart.
Oh.
H-E-A-R-T, like a regular heart. Who the fuck is Roxy Hart? Plus 2 other sensuous, erotic dancers. Continuous shows from 12 to 7. Okay. So there he is. January 23rd, 1981, cut by Saskatchewan.
Uh-oh.
They put him on waivers here. This is great. This is very Canadian, by the way. The Riders preferred not to state why they cut Rozier, but obviously it was not for any on-field activities. He was playing really well.
Yeah.
That's what a dick he is. Even if he's playing really well in a league that needs players, they're like, he's too much. He's just, he's stealing money from people.
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, he's also, and this is also very silly, he does all this, but he's also oddly religious.
Really?
Now, I don't know if this is an oddly religious thing or just kind of a offshoot of a very strict kind of certain upbringing. But
yeah, because thou shalt not steal, right?
Well, yeah, that's what it says. But here, at one time, they were at a banquet, a football banquet. There's a lot of banquets these guys have to go to. And he got upset at the table and said, because no one said grace. A bunch of businessmen and football players. And so he said, would you mind if I say grace? I don't give a fuck what you say. Say it to yourself. I'm eating.
Whatever. Yeah.
Knock yourself out, asshole. Yeah. I don't care. I'll be over here talking and eating like a normal person. You can, go ahead. So following this cutting from Saskatchewan, he then he's in Regina, Saskatchewan, and started writing even greater volumes of bad checks. We're talking a lot of money back then.
Now he's going to catch me if you can.
Yeah, he wrote bad checks totaling between $20,000 and $30,000 back then. That is so much.
80s.
You could buy a fucking house in Saskatchewan in 1980 for $25,000.
For sure, yeah.
Easy. Like that's crazy.
Wow.
To cover his personal expenses, he's just living it up.
Personal expenses?
He's just writing checks for literally luxury items, and he's just living it up. He's never going to pay this back anyway. What the fuck does he care? He also participated in the commodities futures fraud in the same city, exploiting schemes that contributed to his debts and legal troubles here, obviously here. These activities prompted the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, to issue 32 warrants. 32.
He's got 32 out?
32 warrants out for him in Canada. That's minus whatever's in California or St. Louis or anything else, for fraud and bad checks against him by early of 1981. He's got 32 warrants out for his arrest. So what do you do at this point? You step up to you belly up to the bar and you go, well, I got to turn myself in. Nope, he flees to the United States. He's fleeing. Leaving the warrants completely unresolved and really no way to resolve them. It's not an extraditable crime. It's not like you killed 5 guys. You can't bring them all the way back there for bad checks. Right. So kind of fucked now. Now he's been cut for being a dick from the Cardinals. He has been drummed out of 2 Canadian Football League cities and had to flee the country due to fucking warrants against him.
Yeah.
And then he's signed by an NFL team.
Uh-oh.
Think about the chance you're taking. Okay. It's not like he was great when he played for the Cardinals and, he's just kind of a dick, but we'll fix him. Yeah. He was a mess then. He's a disaster here. Who's the one franchise, Jimmy? And we asked this on the first time we did this, but who is the one franchise that would say, cut from everywhere, has 32 warrants,
maybe we take a complete flyer on him?
I think we should obviously take a look at him. Who do you think it is? New England? No,
or
not
Oakland?
Back then. It's Oakland. Yeah, back then. This is pre-Belichick.
Yeah.
They still had some soul to them back then.
And there's only 2 teams that are currently doing that at a nauseating pace. It is still, Vegas, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, the Raiders.
That's where they play.
Yeah.
But it's the Raiders.
It's the
unabashedly. Raiders. Boy, do they love it.
And in the 70s and early 80s, they were a team of misfit toys. That was their whole, and they won Super Bowls like that.
Yeah.
That was their thing. They picked up guys nobody else wanted with a chip on their shoulder.
And we aren't fucking hiding it.
Nope. And we're going to put stickum on our hands, and we're going to fucking put paper mache on our fucking wrists and
make it look like we have broken, but we're not broken. We're going to break you. And come to our house and play us. We're pirates, and we have it on our helmet.
Yep, fucking filthy. So he gets signed to the 1981 Oakland Raiders here. They go 7-9 that year. Not great. Tom Flores, the coach. I think they won. Is it the 82 season going into 83? They won. I know they won that game. Marcus Allen had a great game.
Not a Super Bowl, right?
Super Bowl, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the Raiders won that Super Bowl.
I don't know.
They beat the Eagles, I know, one year in the
there?
Super Bowl. No, this is Tom Flores.
Okay. No, that one that you were talking about was Madden there.
In 83?
Yeah.
No, it's Tom Flores. This is 81, so Madden was gone. Okay. Yeah, he was already in the booth then at that point. Yeah. This team I'm looking at, Chris Barr, the kicker. That's the first guy I see here.
Matt's brother, probably?
Yeah, Matt and Chris are brothers, absolutely. I'm trying to see, because this is pre-Plunkett. This is after Stabler went to Houston. Mm-hmm. And then they brought in like Pastorini to be the Raiders quarterback for a minute. And then they ended up having Jim Plunkett, who was a former number 1 draft pick who was just sitting on the fucking bench. So I'm trying to see who was.
But he was a good quarterback, wasn't he?
He turned out to win Super Bowls, but he was just he was thought of as a huge bust at the time.
Oh, God.
Oh, Mark Wilson started 9 games. I remember Mark with a C Wilson.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and Jim Plunkett is on the bench also. He started 7 games. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the next season is when they possibly get Pastorini in there, and then he doesn't last. He like breaks his leg or some shit in the 5th game. Then they bring Plunkett in, and they go on to win the Super Bowl with Plunkett. That was either the year before this happens or the year after this happens. I can't remember.
Flores was not there long, but he's a good fucking coach, isn't he?
Few years, yeah. He was not. Where the fuck did Flores go after that? Because he was around forever. He had that hair.
Rams or some shit?
He was a good player, Flores, too, back in the day. Also here, we have August 9th, 1981, Sacramento Union newspaper. Rozier's late sack helps Raiders edge Falcons.
How about that?
Look at this. Yeah.
They edged
not bad. They said the unlikeliest hero of all turned out to be Cordova High product Robert Rozier, who sacked Falcon quarterback June Jones, who's a coach for years now, with 1:30 left, with Atlanta knocking on the door at Oakland's 41.
Okay.
So not bad here. They said that Atlanta, trying to get within field goal range, had its own drive spoiled by Rozier. When Jones faded to pass, Rozier was all over him like a bad dream.
Yeah.
Okay, Rozier said, like a bad dream. Cheap
what
suit.
What is that?
Wet. What the fuck is a bad dream?
All over him like fucking Freddy.
I'd never heard of that before.
Like a bad dream.
So fucking weird.
That's wild.
Rozier says, I knew in that kind of situation somebody had to do something.
Yeah.
I had just missed him Jones on 2 previous plays, and I knew I couldn't let that happen again. So I got by my man on the right side and banged him.
Banged him.
I banged him.
That's a bad dream, all right.
That's a bad, yeah, you're over him like a bad dream. There's this giant guy, and he was just raping me. It was crazy. Just over and over again.
Just
it was
banging
wild.
me like
wouldn't
crazy.
Stop. He wouldn't fucking stop. So that was... what was that? August 9th, 1981 is when that happened. August 19th, 1981, he's cut.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
How?
Yeah.
That was so fast.
That was really fast. They released 7 players, including Bob Rozier. Mm-hmm. So now what do you do?
Well,
you've gone through the NFL.
Yeah.
2 Canadian football teams. You can't even go to that whole country because you're wanted.
The 36 warrants?
Yeah. And now the Raiders have said you're too much for them. Where do you go from here? Is there like a Sri Lankan football league you can play in, or like some, I don't even know where you go.
A dusty Mexico league that you can go scrounge around
like in baseball? Yeah, no, he doesn't know what to do. So he ends up relocating to Miami, Florida.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is where he encounters the nation of Yahweh.
Oh. Where is this?
Miami. The nation of Yahweh is they're like a black supremacist religious sect, basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of what best way to describe them, and it's the way they're described in every publication everywhere. It was founded by Hulan Mitchell Jr., who doesn't go by Hulan Mitchell Jr., much like Rozier goes by the Gorilla Pimp. Right. This man goes by Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. The Rat King.
The Rat King. This was after they moved to Miami in 79 to establish the base of this religion in Miami. Oh, okay. So Hulan Mitchell Jr., a little bit about him. He's born in 1935, so he's already in his mid-40s by now.
Guy. Yeah.
He's one of 15 children.
Whew,
and he got the junior.
Yeah.
Think about that.
He was the favorite.
Yeah. I guess he was Hulan Mitchell Sr. His father was the minister of the Antioch Church of God in Christ. It's a lot of words. Church of God in Christ. A little redundant now. We get it. In Enid, Oklahoma. Okay. And his mother is Pearl Mitchell, who is the pianist for the same congregation. Yeah. Now, one of his mom's siblings, Leona, that's his sibling. Okay, Leona is Robert's sibling. Sang actually at the Metropolitan Opera.
Oh,
she's a soprano who actually must be amazing.
Actual singer, yeah.
She sang soprano for the Metropolitan Opera. It's a big fucking deal. So after leaving Oklahoma, Mitchell, the father, joined the military and then went to law school. Yeah. None of this is lining up. Then he starts a cult. It's so fucking weird. This is Yahweh Ben Yahweh. He moved to Atlanta and joined the Nation of Islam in the 60s, and that's how this came about, okay? And took the name Hulan X.
Oh, so he got rid of Mitchell.
He got rid of the Mitchell and used the X like Malcolm X and like a lot. That was the of the time there. Mm-hmm. As Abe Simpson would say, which was the style at the time. After leaving the Nation of Islam in the late 60s, he's like, they don't let me be full of shit enough in here. I really need to do some dumb shit. So he became a faith-healing Christian preacher. Full of shit is what he became.
Okay, he's a healer.
Became a scam artist, I believe is what that's called, right? Yeah. When you run scams and then ask people for money for
specifically when it's medicine.
when it's supplementing medicine for, miracles. Miracles, yeah. God damn it. How is that legal?
I don't have a clue. You
put
can't
up a tent and said, I'll heal you?
Yeah.
If $1 changes hands, I'm putting you in cuffs. If it's a party trick, great. If you take donations, $1 I'll beat you to death with my nightstick, I swear to God. Heal yourself after that one, asshole.
If a medicine can't say treats, you know what I mean, causes any benefit of any abnormal problem. If it can't say that, then why the fuck can this guy say I can heal the sick?
Exactly. Because
the fuck is that?
There are no rules. The same reason why churches don't pay taxes and every fucking body else on this fucking goddamn dirt called America has to fucking pay taxes unless you unless you lie to people. Unless you fucking open up a building, put a sign up and lie to them. Then you can take in as much money as you want and go ahead and keep it all.
And say whatever you want.
Fuck you. Yeah.
You can't. Vitamin C. I'll go way better. Starbucks can't put a drink on the menu called a medicine ball because there's no medicine in it.
Exactly.
But this motherfucker can say he heals people.
No rules with churches. That's the thing. That's what this fucking country has done. They've made it so we kiss these fucking ignorant morons' asses to the point where they can fucking run scams for decades.
That's a scam.
They get busted. There's no closing loopholes. They just go, he was a bad guy, but now his assistant's taking over and he's great. Yeah. It's the same scam every fucking time.
I'll go to church with that cough and I'll cough the whole fucking time. I'll go to Starbucks and order that medicine ball and within a day and a half I feel better.
Yeah. Better than fucking Benny Hinn could have done for you back in the day.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, sorry about that, but nothing drives me crazier than this. Us pretending like this is real for people because they're babies. I can't.
It's not fair.
I just can't.
To call yourself a faith healer when you're fucking healing nothing.
You're not doing anything. No. You're lying to people. So he calls himself Father Mitchell. Mm-hmm. That's his name he just comes up with.
Okay, he's got names.
Fashioning himself after Father Divine and Samuel Father Jehovah Morris, who were 2 black ministers and self-proclaimed divine connections to God.
Yeah,
This is in the early 1900s, so it's kind of, there's a thing to that. So Mitchell arrived here in Miami in 1978, where he gathered up some members of the city's black Hebrew Israelite congregations, because they have a lot of crossing interests as far as what they believe and, all that kind of shit, and founded the Nation of Yahweh. Mm-hmm. And by the way, this shit is having a resurgence right now.
All religion is going crazy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of this right now.
The Yahweh ben Yahweh stuff?
The black Hebrew Israelite thing is getting, very big online. Yeah.
Do you think,
and so all the other bullshit too. But,
But do you think it has anything to do with the last time it had a resurgence was because of a certain group having a resurgence as well? You got to fight that one back down with this one. You know what I mean?
I think stupid is cyclical.
Stupid is cyclical. Yeah. Stupid knows a calendar. It's true.
I think they see that it's people see bullshit, then it goes away, and then they forget about it. And then they go back to it again. There's the same. I was just going to go into something political, but I'm not going to do that. But it's a cyclical thing, and
but it's almost honestly, warring factions, almost in terms of numbers of this rise and then numbers of this rise, and vice versa. One could rise and the other one will rise, but it's kind of like the tides. As soon as one starts to recede, the other one will too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when people are dumb and when they're confused too, they go. They're like 9/11. There's a big spike in religion after 9/11.
Right.
Which made no sense to me because it's like, if you actually believe that God sees over all this, why the fuck do you let that happen?
Well,
Guess what?
James,
you should leave the fucking church after that. You should say, what
James,
the fuck?
A building had to come down to expose that the girders had a cross in them.
Yes, that's what I mean. I get that by the way, I know that we have some people that are religious that listen and all that kind of thing, and thank you for taking our shit and our abuse for all this time.
It's the best.
You're very nice.
Yeah.
And guess what? You should be. That's what your goddamn thing says. Turn the other fucking cheek and be nice. Try to shepherd us toward a better fucking outcome. How's that?
But don't.
Don't just get, but we're not interested at all.
But do it quietly.
Yeah.
Type it all up, and then instead of send, hit delete.
Somehow that got transformed into,
it's crazy.
Let's blow up that abortion clinic. I don't understand.
It's amazing, right?
It's weird as fuck. That's where I have a problem. I just have a problem with any hypocrisy. It drives me fucking crazy. It drives me nuts.
The hypocrisy be damned.
Right there in your face.
I can't get beyond that. Okay, I was abused as a child, and when there is abuse of children in your hierarchy, the whole fucking thing is corrupt. As far as I'm concerned, you'll never get me. You'll never get me again.
No. There is not a segment of religion in this country that doesn't happen to.
Right.
Just like that. Google Texas pastor child molestation. You will get 1,000 stories that
just
you never
Google
heard of.
Religious person leader. Child abuse. And you will never reach the end of it. You'll reach the end of Pornhub before you reach the end of that. And that's unbelievable.
And that's why I was like, you want to be religious as far as you believe in God and everything like that. You don't need the middleman.
You don't need this.
You don't need to give these people money so they can then collect it all tax-free and fucking spend it on insane things. You don't need that.
There's a way to take the book and apply it to your life and be a good person versus the opposite, which is giving money to a corrupt organization, which
that's all I'm talking about. It's the organization. Yeah. You want to believe in whatever you believe in. I don't agree with you, but knock yourself out. I don't fucking care what you believe in. Great. If that gives you comfort, terrific. I don't care if you believe that octopuses will take over the world and that gives you comfort. Octopi. And that gives you comfort.
Yeah.
Terrific. Great. Believe it.
I'll run with that one. The last time I checked, octopi are not technical fingering children. No, and I'll go with that one.
There is probably very few octopi on child
tentacle raping,
sexual assaults. I would think, on a year-to-year basis. I bet they're pretty low, single digits.
Zero.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
My God's better than yours.
Let's start a new religion. We worship the octopi. That's it. Crime and sports. The religion of octopi. Until one diddling.
One child. One fucking child.
You get one suction cup in there and it's stuck. I'm out. We're done.
Out.
We'll drop them quick. That's the thing. But until then, the power of octopi. May the power of octopi be with you, Jimmie.
and to you.
And unto you. My brother in Octopus. Nice to see you. That's our new religion, everybody. Join up.
Power of octopi, bless you.
It makes just as much sense as anything else anybody's doing.
Argue with me, I dare you.
If you were an alien coming from another planet, you looked over and you go, I don't see the difference, except there is an octopi. It's octopus. I see those.
And if you're Christian, you should support us because there was at least 2 of these on the fucking boat.
There you go. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. So, Florida headquarters of the Nation of Yahweh is set up in Liberty City, Florida.
Oh.
Grand Theft Auto fans, look at that. Basically, it's classified by everybody as a branch of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. Yeah. So the whole doctrine emphasizes that the belief in God and all the prophets of the Bible were basically the belief that God and all the prophets in the Bible were black, and that blacks would gain the knowledge of their true history through this man.
Well, yeah, he's the speaker. He knows.
Yeah. So he's going to guide you through. No one else knows but him.
He's the mouthpiece,
obviously. He also characterized whites and Jews as infidels and oppressors, and he emphasized loyalty to himself as the Son of God.
Right. Yeah.
So this isn't about worship Jesus, and this is about I'm in charge of everything.
This is Black FLDS.
Yes, this is that. This is Jonestown. This is all that shit. Give me all your money and let me fuck whoever I want, and I'll make up all the rules.
And don't worry about it. I got it. I'll keep it.
And he also, I'll keep it right there. Yeah. He also urged his followers to murder white devils and bring him back body parts.
Oh, boy.
Like a sliced off ear or a finger or even a head as proof of the killing of a white devil. By October 80, he had 150 people in his little flock here.
Willing to do all of that.
150 people. And hey, you should think, how shitty was it to be a black person for the last fucking 40, 50 years that that this sounded reasonable to them, where they were like, fine, at least I'm not,
it's about time. Yeah.
At least I'm not black in Florida all by myself now, I guess. So they bought a shitty warehouse in Liberty City, where Mitchell told them that they'd live here until the Exodus to Jerusalem. Till we go back to take that over again.
I mean, this was what year?
1980.
This is 46 years ago. Still doesn't happen. They'd still have to be there.
I'm looking at my watch right now. They're still living in a warehouse.
Shit.
This is crazy. Now, most of the members basically, because they're supposed to renounce mainstream America, and most of the members had a hard time doing that, going full-time. You can do it on the weekends or whatever, but to show up at your job on Tuesday and yell at your supervisor because she's a white lady and talking about some shit that happened 3,000 years ago, you're really probably not going to have a very easy life. But about 30 people sold their homes, cars, quit their schools and jobs, and moved into this shithole. They Jonestowned it. Sold everything, gave all the money to this dipshit, and moved into a warehouse. It's a big warehouse spanning a city block. Humongous.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, the World Trade Center spanned a city block, each building.
Yeah.
So that's essentially depending how many floors it is, it's a floor of the World Trade Center. That's huge.
Yeah. That's a big fucking thing. And they all had to, help out to fix it up and paint the walls and get the plumbing and electricity working again. They hung huge paintings of Bible people on the wall, which was a black Virgin Mary, a black Noah, a black Moses, and the Black Last Supper.
I do like those. I kind of want those paintings.
I want a Black Last Supper. Yeah. That sounds awesome. That's cool. Someone
I wonder
also,
if that's on Yahoo or on Amazon. I'm going to find one. I want one now.
I guarantee you there's one. Because
my mom will come to my house and be lit. I can't wait to ruin her day.
This movement is gaining popularity again.
Really?
So someone will, not the Yahweh movement, but the Black Israelite deal. So they did all of this. Someone painted a futuristic city populated by only black people with flying saucers and everything futuristic. The caption said, "The Black Christ is risen among us today to deliver us from white people." And that would, of course, be Yahweh ben Yahweh Mitchell there. They named the warehouse the Yahweh Temple of Love.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they subdivided it because it's a city block.
Sure.
So you can break that up a lot into basically spaces for a sanctuary, a big cafeteria, a grocery store, a laundry area, a health center, even a little ice cream parlor.
How about that?
So they had it all broken up there. The print shop published his horseshit, including a booklet called "Are You?" Whoa, I'm not saying that. Almost got caught out there.
Easy.
"Are you not an N-word? Are you not a N-word? Our true history, the world's best kept secret." And a King James Bible with depictions of black saints. In the living quarters, each family was zoned a 10 by 15 foot cubicle that was separated from others by an 8-foot partition. So dorms, a dorm basically. Some people, put like shit up in their things. Some people just put a blanket on the bare floor to be minimalist, but there's no privacy at all. You had to be up at 5 a.m. for chores, prayers, and Bible lessons.
Yeah.
I'm out right there. I don't care if you had to get up at 5 a.m. for bong hits, blowjobs, and fucking breakfast sandwiches. I'm still not doing it. It's too early.
I'm not waking up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m.
To be up for 5.
Oh, boy. To do chores before
I'll be up
the sun?
at 5 if you need anything from me, but then I'm going to sleep.
I'm going right the fuck back to sleep.
I'm not waking up. No, that's when I'm going to sleep. I'm not waking up then. Mitchell picked 10 strong men, and he called them the Circle of 10. That's to monitor the warehouse and environ. So they're the security force, essentially.
Bodyguards, yeah.
They carried around wooden clubs they called the Staffs of Life. I'm going to beat people's asses with these Staffs of Life right here. That'll work. Just
conversation fine. With you and my staff of life.
Oh, man. Mitchell, when he did services, they had like loud music. Mm-hmm. And he was apparently a really energetic and energizing performer. Like, he knew how to get people fucking going and knew how to get them.
South, he's seen it.
Oh yeah, and he's been in religion. He knows how it works, and he's seen faith healing and shit like that. So,
but a southern church sometimes can be so encouraging, and it can like a black southern church is so much fun.
Well, they're
to go
singing
to.
and shit. That's fun.
Yeah, because
that's
it's like it's story. Just encouragement of how to be a good person, and then
they're singing. Well, anytime you add singing and like good singing too, not that weird.
Not that humming weird and shit. Chanting.
Actual like singing and clapping and people dancing. Like
it's awesome.
Okay, now this isn't church anymore.
Nope.
Now we're doing a fun thing, and you're somehow morphing it to this belief system, which makes no sense.
Yeah, that's the idea with it, is to make church fun and make living by the Bible fun.
At least it's fun.
And then this shit comes along and ruins it.
The only time I've ever been to a church service was a black church. The only time I've ever been to a church service, I stayed at a guy's house, and we had to go the next day, and that was that. And it was fun as fuck. I didn't hear one word about Jesus or anything like that, but they sang all these fucking songs, and it was fun, man. We had a great time. Afterwards, I was like, if he wasn't saying Christ every 3 words, that just sounded like a great party. That was fun.
Yeah, I think it's the lecture that makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit.
It's like, don't lecture me when I read the newspaper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't lecture
Catholic
me when I saw a dude that you know that's not living by what you just said.
Not at all. Not at all. So they're all, the flock grows.
Yep.
And as more people come, he starts getting a little more confident. A little more wind under his sails. Yeah, to start kind of demanding a little more, because now he's not afraid of losing 30 people. If he loses, if 5 people leave, great. 5 more will come, no problem. We got plenty. So now he's not so scared. So he started asking them while doing sermons, how many of you would die for Yahweh?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. How many of you would kill for Yahweh?
Oh, boy.
Okay, if you go to church and they ask you anything about dying or killing, leave the church. That's scary.
It's
and
coming.
they would answer yes to both things. Yes, yes, yes. Real weird. Now, these people are living in communal circumstances. Mm-hmm. This is kind of very Jonestown-esque, basically.
Everybody contributes.
And people started discussing how Yahweh, Ben Yahweh Mitchell, would be starting to have some weird activities that they didn't like. He'd slip into ladies' rooms in the middle of the night for Bible lessons.
Ladies' bedrooms.
That's all I have, 10 by 15 spots. Right. He would slip in at 3 a.m. to give a Bible lesson to an attractive young woman.
He just spoke to me.
Your tits need a Bible lesson.
Yeah.
Let me tell your tits about Jesus. Yeah. What do you think? With the lights off, too, obviously, because, that shows how much you know the Bible. Yeah. When he found out people were talking about him, he said, "How dare you? Yeah. How dare you? I'm celibate."
Yeah. Oh.
With a straight face told people that.
Don't fuck.
They said, Yahweh requires me to be celibate, so how dare you get mad at me for instructing these women that needed help and instruction in the middle of the night in the dark and in their private quarters.
Does he know that
church?
He's not the only one that knows that he fucked? You know what I mean?
The people that he fucked would probably know, right?
Are they not going to say a word? Because, if you had that person in the room and you with a straight face told everybody else in the room, I'm celibate, at least one person in this room knows you're a giant fucking liar.
Oh, yeah. Several.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jim Jones when he would say that shit, and people knew what he was into. Guys, there was people in the flock that helped him get his pandering charge dropped when he was trying to hook up with gay dudes in the fucking bathroom of a movie theater.
How does that not spread?
It's the same thing. It does spread, but then they all put it out of their mind because that's what this is. This whole thing is to take logic, crumple it up in a ball, and throw it out. That's what religion is. Take logic, set it on fire, and believe this set of shit. That's what's real, not what your brain sees.
But it's been shown to you. I am celibate. Don't ask her. What is that?
Yeah, I'm celibate. Even though you saw me go in there in the dark at 3:30 in the morning.
And she felt me go in there.
Damn your lying eyes and vaginas. That's what he said. Damn your lying eyes and vaginas. It's all bullshit.
But what dripped out of me, Ben Yahweh?
The Lord. That's the Lord's spirit.
Boy, was he moist.
The Lord sometimes has a little extra moisture that he needs to release.
It will make your vagina rain.
Wow. He did sex ed classes. And required women and young girls to attend midwife classes that he himself conducted. Yikes. Because he's the expert on vaginas, I'm sure. Right. They were told to shun modern medicine and have their babies at home, like in Bible times, which back then was considered so ridiculous because, we finally got it to where everybody can go to a hospital, and now that's becoming popular again because people are dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck.
ODB's son just did it, James.
Who?
ODB's son just did it.
Okay, yeah, dumb. People are doing it all over the place.
Idiots. You're going to lose a child, man.
It's the dumbest shit in the world. There's a reason why we go to the goddamn hospital. They have all those fucking medical things going on there. And yes, most childbirths, the kid pops out, everything's fine. Yeah. A lot of them, there's hemorrhaging. What if you start hemorrhaging?
Complications.
Yeah, right. What if you rip your fucking taint in half and start hemorrhaging out of your asshole? Then what happens?
And fuck you, and fuck every complication that can happen to you. You've made this decision. What about the complication that could happen to this fucking child who probably would have told you, if we could do it in the hospital, could we do it there,
That'd be great. That'd be great if we could go where all the doctors are and the medicine and the machines that can keep me alive and all that kind of shit.
Instead, you're going to have to rush this child to the hospital in an ambulance now where they could die on the way. There's so many fucking opportunities for this child to get sick and hurt now.
So fucking many. He wants them to shun modern medicine. Couples were forbidden from using birth control. Mm-hmm. And basically Yahweh here wanted the disciples to start having babies as soon as they reach puberty.
Oh?
Which is, can be 12 for a girl, 11. So then she's open season. When she's 12, start having babies.
Oh, boy.
This is crazy. He wanted to grow the movement. That's why. We can grow these people organically out of ourselves. He said, "Get it, brothers, sisters, give it up." That's what he was saying. You get your dick hard, get in there, and sisters, you be ready to get fucked, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He said, it's not about falling in love. It's about multiplying. Have babies and let's subdue and control the earth.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. He recorded children who were born in the warehouse into a large black binder called the Lamb's Book of Life.
Oh, boy.
It's the same book where basically where he said that he's going to record the names of the believers who will be saved from hell according to the Bible.
Yeah.
Now, in the midwife classes, this was supposed to be a private thing, but apparently the details leaked out later, as it does. Yeah. He had no formal medical training, by the way. None whatsoever. Not even cursory, didn't take a class, didn't take like a CPR class down at the community center one day or something. Nothing. He read the women books on how to home deliver babies, then had them undress and inspect each other's genitalia.
Nice.
What do you think that's about?
Yeah,
I like seeing women with their faces in each other's crotches.
This is just terrible.
He showed one of them how to use douche demonstrating on a volunteer.
What?
Come up, bring your pussy up here. I'm going to douche it in front of the whole crowd so you can see how it works. He had one woman lie naked on her back and another blow into her vagina, telling them, this is the greatest lie of all time. If you've ever wanted to see women make out, this is the way you do it. Had her blow into the vagina and told them that's how you perform CPR on unborn babies.
Ha!
You blew? Oh, my God. How? Come on, man. That is how you get...
That's not how you perform CPR on anybody or anything.
Anybody. Imagine being like, put your mouth on my dick hole because that's how you. That's how I
mean, that's what a lot of guys have tried to tell
so it's
people.
Called a blowjob. It'll breathe life right back into me.
Wow.
Yo, what the fuck, man? That is the funniest thing I've ever heard, honestly. It's obviously not funny because it's horrifying and abusive, but the fact that someone thought of that and went, they'll buy that, that's hilarious to me.
Crazier if somebody bought that.
All of them did. He said it, so it must be true. He also held secret sex classes for boys and men. He would show them movies of white women having sex with animals.
What?
You know, like weird Mexican fucking donkey porn and shit like that.
And shit, yeah.
And then that was to dissuade them for lusting after white women.
Okay.
Like, look what they do. Yeah. They all fuck horses. That's what happens. He also made them pull down their pants for a DI. You know what that is?
No. Dick inspection?
Dick inspection, that's right. Those who weren't circumcised paid $100 to be circumcised.
What?
You know who circumcised them?
He did.
He did.
Oh, my God.
And took payment for it, too. That should come with it, right? Adults. That should be all-inclusive. Adults. Circumcised adult men.
Ouch.
Yes. And accepted money for it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, that should be part of the sign-up, I think. And, you know, we throw in housing, shelter, food, books, education, and, of course,
circumcision.
Circumcision we'll give you.
Adult circumcision.
That's all.
In case you want a smoother penis.
God, Jesus. He told them all that it would be quick and painless. Uh-huh. And then he's cutting their foreskins off and they're passing out from the pain because it's so fucking horrible. So they started kind of... The circumcisions are what got guys mumbling.
Yeah.
Think about all the things he's told them already. That's all fine.
Yeah.
Once he made my dick hurt, now we're in another issue. Hold on a minute now. Yeah. We're gonna let's think about everything that we've been doing here and really make sure
Do you get the circumcision before you pay, or do you pay before?
He must take the money before. He's like
I'm
a prostitute. He goes money up front.
Yeah, I'm not going on opportunity to get a refund.
No, fuck no. Holding your dick. Oh God, please. So they started talking about it then, about with their wives and girlfriends, about look what he did to my dick and all this type of thing. And then they started kind of questioning his authority and things like that. Okay, we'll do this last little bit here, and then we'll hold this off till next week, because this is crazy already.
Yeah.
And we're nowhere near done with this. This is insane.
My dick is so sensitive now.
I've been holding it very close to my body for a while here
Mine's
during this recording.
inside. I have a vagina. Well, they're going to give it mouth to mouth.
He curled up inside you?
They're going to have to give it mouth to mouth to circumcise it.
Call me when it's over.
They have to blow inside it.
So, okay. Over the course of this year, he just basically starts... It goes from, going in women's room at 3 a.m. to select women that he's probably been, talking to and schmoozing and all that, to just raping whoever he wants to.
Oh, my God.
He would take girls as young as 10 years old to rape and molest.
This is what I mean. This is where it's... I'm out.
That's what I mean.
I'm done.
You give anybody power anywhere that can't be immediately checked.
Yeah.
They're going to end up, there's going to be crazy kid fucking going on.
They're going to fuck your kids, they're going to fuck your wives, they're going to fuck everybody, and you get to fuck nobody.
You. They're going to fuck you. Jim Jones fucked everybody.
They're going to fuck
and had people fuck you. Like the Iron Sheik. Fuck your ass, make you humble. So that's all. It's 100% of the time, too.
Every
100%.
time.
100 fucking
There's
percent.
never been a cult that did not end or steer towards, because there are some that exist today and they're not there yet.
They'll get there.
They'll get there. Every one of them.
They'll get there.
It's never not happened.
He told the girls that as God's emissary, I have certain responsibilities here. God has placed a lot of trust and responsibility in my hands, and part of that job is to teach young women how to have sex, he'd tell them.
God.
Why do they need to learn how to have sex?
They'll figure it out.
I was just going to say, that is one thing. You put food in your mouth, you chew it and swallow it. Your body just kind of, you'll figure this out too.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a girl. You really don't have much to figure out. I mean, you could learn how to fuck better, but you could never have heard of sex and say, I'd like to have that.
Yeah.
And be fine. And the guy would never complain. He'd go, you were great.
Even further. There are women that are in prison that don't have men around. They're still fucking.
They're still fucking. Yeah. I mean,
they don't need men to figure it out.
Nope. At minimum, hold still is the only instruction you need. Try not to run away. But
don't
this is
close
crazy.
them.
And this is children.
Unbelievable.
This is disgusting. This isn't adult women who chose to come here of their own volition and whatever. These are children. They have no fucking say over anything.
Horrific.
In exchange for keeping a secret, he would give them tons of gifts.
Yeah.
The young girls. Dresses and necklaces and trips to fancy restaurants and stuff like that.
Grooming.
Grooming and whining and dining and molesting and being a disgusting monster. One of the girls he abused would later tell investigators that Mitchell had sex with her and another very young girl at the same time. He's having like 6th grader threesomes, this fucking monster.
So uncomfortable.
More women would eventually come forward to tell about his sexual abuse. One married woman later testified that Mitchell forced her to have sex with him for 4 days after she delivered a baby, or 4 days after she delivered a baby, forced her to have sex.
Oh, my God.
Ripping all of her stitches out. You're supposed to wait 6 weeks.
You're supposed to wait quite a while.
It's 6 weeks. That's how long you're supposed to wait. And that's if everything's fine.
And he's
6
going
weeks.
4 days.
4 days.
Of somebody else's.
Of course, too. One of Mitchell's sisters, who joined the cult and later ran away, said he raped her. And another sister back in Oklahoma before any of this even started, and that he even molested one of his own biological daughters.
That's the entire...
Every woman he knows he's raped, besides his mother and his grandmother, maybe.
The playbook has been exposed.
That's it.
That's the game. That's the whole reason for the season now.
Yep. Let everybody pay for me to live a luxurious lifestyle while I rape people.
Fuck everybody.
That's all it is. That's all it is. So, all right, we will leave it off at that. We'll leave it off at you people.
So beautiful.
Wanting to choke somebody to death. Let's start there because I'm about grossed out here.
Yeah.
This is episode 1, everybody. There's going to be a few of these, and it's only going to get crazier. There's going to be murder involved and rape, and it's absolutely disgusting. So, anyway, thank you so much for checking this out.
Through
and
a good portion.
Story. Yeah. And by the way, the last Last time we did this episode, it was like an hour, 10 minutes for the whole entire story.
We're almost double that already.
We're almost double that, and he's barely in Yahweh. So he's got so much crime to commit. So I'm so happy that we get to do this. And it's gross, too, at the same time. So anyway, thank you. If you like the show and if you like everything, get on whatever app you're on and give us 5 stars. Yeah. And it helps a ton. It helps drive us up the charts. It helps just everything. So thank you for doing it. Thanks for being a good sport if we happen to attack something that you love or that is close to you. Because we've attacked, like, the NFL, religion, like, basically all of the pillars of the country. We've taken Sunday off the fucking calendar and attacked all of the major tenets of Americanism. So we're apologizing.
We've attacked
I don't apologize.
American
I meant it,
Sunday.
I meant it, but thanks for putting up with us is what I'm saying. Trust us. We come from a decent place, and we're just trying to get
I'm going to take some of your money, people, and use it to buy a saltwater tank that has several octopi in it.
Oh, dude. You will worship the octopi by the end of this. You will.
And I'm going to start doing Instagram videos on Sundays praying to the octopi.
I'm telling you, this is our religion from now on. It's the band of the octopi, we've been calling it. That's what. Can't wait. So, do that. Get on shutupandgivememurder.com. Hey. Get all your tickets for live shows, everybody, and merchandise. We have tons of merchandise, everything from skateboards to shower curtains. Definitely get your tickets for live Small Town Murder shows. Next one available with tickets September 18th in Milwaukee.
Hurry up.
That beautiful Pabst Theater. Yeah, there's not a ton of tickets left for that one. So get in there. That's a great theater, a great place for a show. And then similarly, the next night, September 19th in Minneapolis at the State Theater.
There's several tickets available, and you better fucking buy them. It's going to be great.
Don't let Milwaukee embarrass you, Minnesota. Do you want what is going on here? We're talking. You want the Packers over the Vikings? What are you doing? Get your shit together and buy some damn tickets, or else I'm going to wear a Green Bay shirt to fucking Minnesota. Do the goddamn entire show like that. We get Jimmie a Brewers jersey
coming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So otherwise, I will buy a cool Minnesota jersey.
I'll figure out a Fran Target then.
I got a bunch. I wore a Frank Viola last time. I'll get something real cool.
I'll burn a Bart Star on your stage.
Yeah. Well, we're probably not allowed.
No.
We'll burn it out on the sidewalk if you sell it out. I'll tell you that.
I got tickets to sell in Milwaukee still. I'm not going to do that.
No. And then we'll all pray to the octopus god afterwards. We'll all have a solemn, before the burning, it'll be a solemn ceremony.
Where else are we after Minnesota, James?
We are in Dallas on October 3rd, San Jose October 16th, Sacramento October 17th, Terrytown, New York on November 13th, and Boston on November 14th.
Sounds amazing.
And all of these are great venues. We've been to 90% of them, and they're all really fucking good.
Fantastic places.
We are picky with venues when they come to us. There's cities we don't go to. Yeah. We said, because we didn't like that venue, and we thought that honestly, we thought you guys didn't like it.
Yeah, it's not us.
It's all a stage for us. We don't fucking care.
For the most part, we want comfort for you.
If it's a city, it's because we don't want to go to that city. If it's a venue, it's because it wasn't a good venue for our people, and that's what we're interested in, putting on a good show.
And if the venue gets bigger, it has nothing to do with how bad or good the other venue is. It's just that there's much more of you, and we love that.
There's more.
We want to give you a bigger, nicer place.
Let's do it. So, so thank you for doing that. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all of that. You can follow on social media at Crime and Sports. This isn't Small Town Murder. At Crime and Sports. You can do that. Also listen to the other shows, Crime and Sports. This is this one. Then we got Your Stupid Opinions. Then we got Small Town Murder twice a week. And on Netflix. Get your ass in there and watch it.
Unbelievable.
So do that. Hang out with us. Then when it's all said and done, get yourself Patreon. My God. Patreon.com/crimeinsports, just like this show, is where you get all of the bonus material, and there's a ton of it, and we keep pumping it out. We love that shit, man. We love that bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get every damn thing we put out. As soon as you subscribe, you get almost 400 back bonus episodes we're up to now. Immediately to binge. It's like a whole other show.
Right.
So you can do that. You can hang out with us like that. Then you get new ones every other week, one Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and we just give it all to you. Just take it all. Just do it. This week, much like your Yahweh ben Yahweh, and we're We're just
get all of it.
We're just congregants. We say, here, take everything. So this week, what you're going to get for Crime and Sports, it is the Christian Power Team, where guys would tear phone books and bend rebars and do all sorts of crazy feats of strength, all jacked up on steroids. But they gave all the credit to Jesus, and they would scream, "Thank you, Jesus!" And even religious people thought it was ridiculous. I mean, it was fucking crazy. And then there was some scandal later, and it ended up being bankrupt. We'll talk about all that. For Small Town Murder, Internet Salad Time.
There you go.
We're going to talk about everything that might be going on in the world today. We're going to talk about some shit. I know we're going to talk. Some people wanted us to comment on that roast that just happened. We'll talk about some of that. I don't give two fucks about it. We'll just go all over the internet and see what people are interested in, except for politics. And that's only because we feel like you can't go anywhere without being overwhelmed by politics. Maybe we give you an hour where you just go, okay, now back to the real world. That's fine. That's what we want to give you. So do that. That is patreon.com/crimeinsports. And you get all the shows we put out ad-free as well. Ad-free. And you get a shout out.
Let's go.
Right about this part of the show. Jimmie, hit me with the names of the people who would never, ever try to entomb us in a fucking giant warehouse while they rape our daughters. Right. Jimmie, hit me with them right fucking now.
This week's executive producers are Elena Zemmel, my favorite Canadian. Frank LaCroix, my God, sir, what a story.
Frank, that's a wild story, Frank. Thanks, brother.
You're
we'll
amazing,
get back to you.
Frank.
We got to talk to you, Frank.
Jesus.
You got quite the tale. Thank you.
Yeah. Gary Howard is in High Point. I think that's North Carolina. Dylan Carico and Beth Bew.
Oh, thanks for the
Thank
bowl
you all
too,
so
Gary.
much. You're amazing. Other producers this week are Brendan Abels, Liz Vasquez, Scott
Brendan,
Richard, Penny Boyce, Happy Hour checking in Splendora, Texas.
Some of
Janice
our favorites
Hill,
this week.
Nathan Rose, Monsanja, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. These are like a lot of our old school favorites this week.
It's a bunch of people that jumped onto PayPal this week. Thank you all so
guys.
much. Other producers this week, Olivia Colwell, and then also another Olivia. I don't know if they're related. It's possible. Chloe Miller, Rain Ellery, William Inskeep. He's been around for a while. He may have just gotten right back into Patreon.
Cool.
Deanna with no last name. Ashley Carey, Matt Schertzer, Anna Pinero, Tony Bauer, Melissa Gerber, Lindsay Cook, Kiki with no last name. Boogie in your butt. Or don't. I wish you didn't. Marissa W.
Please don't.
Kristen Elric. Michael with no last name. Dustin Grace. D'Angela Warren or D'Angela. I don't know. There wasn't an apostrophe. Tina Radon Checkets. Jay Nutt. Michelle Davis. Kara Butcher probably. Jeanette with no last name. Leanne French. Nicole Smith. Anna's daughter, I imagine. Kelsey Jones.
Yeah, sure.
John Archer, Aaron Maxon, Julie Parrish, Ram with no last name, John Finnegan, Heather Page, Samara Jenkins, probably Samara, right? Freddie Smith, Brian Dees or DS, I don't know, Jonathan Graves, Maddie Hall, Larry Baker Jr., Scott McDonald, Dustin Chenault, Karen Shoemaker, Danny with no last name, Ashley Marks, Alec Haddad, Denise Dage, or Day, D-A-I-G-H, that's Days usually. Sandy Pocock, Ingrid Meyer maybe. Kyla with no last name. Terry with no last name. Lauren with no last name. Sam Fenster, Lori Sullivan, Elizabeth Heitner, Eileen Schilling, Melissa Hernandez, KK, Sarah with no last name. No with no last name. Please, no. Haley Yee, Jackson Baxterson, Zach with no last name, Joey Matthew, Heather Pates, Michael Penland, Trevor Wood, Shane Philbin, Patrick Haggerty, Alan Kress, Lil Pumpkinhead, whatever that means. Sarah Black, Jessica Roberson. What is it?
Tiny and orange. It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's what it is. Neil, I imagine. Niall. Is that Neil Gatton? Niall? Or is that
Nail?
I-A?
Or Neal.
That's Neil, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got
or
to be
Neal.
Foreign from America. Anne McGee. That's probably a British person going, foreign, my ass. Bollocks. Yeah. Joanne Segar, Burkhart with no last name. Melkos A.Z. I don't know what that means. Vanessa O'Connor, Beth Churchill, Nigel Hannon, Camby with no last name, Byron Ma, Rhett Reed, Tyler Libby, Kitney Sharaya, Kelsey Check, Oh, like the Czech Republic. Jolene Navin, Cindy Gamble, R. This show brought to you by the letter R. Brian Crawford, Hannah Marie Mayer, Pluto with no last name, Kristen Hawks. Nope, that's Christopher. Holy fuck. 2 different people. Jen with no last name, Emily Boyke, Nick. What is this? Razuski, Lisa Vitt, Alec Wakefield, Moosker with no last name, Beth Goodhue, Adam Hosteller. Hotsteller. Joss or Jose with no last name. Stephanie P. Olivia Rodriguez. Cody Dilly. Jesse Fowler. Kirsten Burke. Chris Carpenter. Zachary McCune. Zachy Ataki. HHR. Zenair with no last name. McLovin with no last name. Becca with no last name. Jake Lee. Jordan Payanta. Sonia Fiddler. Yep, Feidler probably. Melinda Wheelless. And Aubrey Shipman, and all of our patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, so goddamn much for all that you do for us. Honestly, we cannot tell you, and for all seriousness, we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for hanging with us and propping us up. We really appreciate it. And we will keep trying to do the best for you that we possibly can and keep you hanging with us. Definitely want to follow us on social media. Real easy to do. Just head to shutupandgivememurder.com. Everything you could possibly need and links to it all are right there. So keep coming back and seeing us week after week and live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.